Broadcast is live.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
It's me and the other guy. Huh?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
All right. I'm using laptop mic. So
Hey man. Not all of us have money like you, man.
laptop mic, bro.
Yeah, dude. Where'd you get that? Did that come with
Yeah.
your free, copy of the Oregon Trail on floppy disk?
Yeah, I don't have my, nice focal screen. What mic are you using?
Don't worry about it.
All right, fine. Up your face hole.
What's
What's up, Andrea? Yeti? Did you tell your son I'm going to sleep?
I did. I told him he's up there playing Minecraft. I'm gonna come up there and hang out for a little while.
Yeah, that's great that you're doing that. Did you tell him I'm going to sleep? What's happening?
Bang on the wall.
Or you?
He can now. We weren't live
Before.
But guys, since we are live, you obviously know who this guy is because you're on here. And the other guy that's with me is my biological fake stepfather by the name of Wally, aka Beach River from Florida.
My red-headed stepchild.
I wish I had red hair, dude.
It looks a little red.
It kind of does. It's the lighting.
Yeah, the color gamut's in the red there, buddy.
I would take red though. Just don't make ginger snap. You know what I'm saying? William, what's up? Chris, what's up? New meds are making her super tired. They are. Andrea says, what's up, Wally? What's going on?
Already done said, hey, what's up, William? What's happening, sweet things? So let's see. Southern Stripes. Yeah. How's business for y'all? Andy, would you like to address that question first?
Sure, man. Business is going awesome for me, dude. Like I was kind of scared at first with the whole coronavirus scare and all the stuff that's going on. I'm going to lose business. What's going on? I don't know what's going on. It's been the opposite, man. My phone still rings ridiculously. I picked up a little sidekick. If you guys know Chad Nye over at Nye's Cutting Edge Lawn Care, he's trying to get more properties, dude. I've been able to send him a lot of properties and work, which is one of the coolest feelings I have about anything I'm doing. I never thought there was going to be a position where I was able to fill my schedule and be like, man, I'm full. But I never thought there was going to be a position where I was able to give someone else work to help them provide for their family too. And that is a cool feeling.
Yeah. So you guys kicking, pumping pretty good up there?
Oh yeah, dude. Grass is greening up, and yeah, I'm just lawn man, just mowing. Oh man,
I gotta tell the peeps, hey, I'm filming us being filmed.
There you go.
On Instagram Live right now. So you guys go to Cut and Clean Lawn Care on YouTube. What's actually your YouTube handle exactly?
Cut and Clean TV.
Yeah, Cut and Clean TV. Did you change that a while back?
Yeah, it was Cut and Clean Lawn Care, but I didn't want to get stuck into that lawn care bubble because I like doing so much other stuff too.
Y'all see that? It says Cut and Clean TV, yos. Y'all go over to Andy's, and if you're not on there, subscribe to it. We're on here live talking about Andy's face tonight. All right.
Got the Robert De Niro face.
Lawn Care. So yeah, y'all go to Cut and Clean TV. All right. Boom. I'll shut that off.
Robert De Niro, man.
Robert De Niro.
Here in Michigan, finally go to work, got out and mowed a 4-acre property today. It's a good feeling, dude. Chris, I'm excited for you to get out there. I know Michigan was a war zone with the coronavirus. I mean, it was going crazy over there, and people were trying to do the best to keep people at home. Some say not so good, some say good. But, dude, good to see you out there, man. It's a good feeling to get back on the mower, I'm sure.
Yeah, what's up? What's up, Driven Lawn Care? Says, good evening, fellas. Same. I'm out of school, so we have so many landscaping jobs. Yeah. Florida doesn't stop. So we, of course, dude, I think this would be the last state on the planet to stop. So
right.
They did have one city, I think Tallahassee. I think it was Tallahassee that they were trying to tell people they couldn't work in lawn care, but apparently people did it anyways.
I'll say, was it like a designated area where like the coronavirus was more populated or something? Or
the thing is when they tried to say that it was Tallahassee, they kind of got busted for that because a bunch of people decided to drive over there and look at the hospitals and nothing was going on. So I don't know, man. I don't know. What was hold on, what was he asking? Can't hold the gravely down from working. Nope. And what was that question I missed?
Wally, when are you selling the Scag push blower?
So I have to have the housing, like I was telling you guys, fixed on it first. And then we're gonna sell it or give it away, man. I don't know. I mean, I could always use the money, but it'd be cool to maybe give it away if somebody really needs it. But are you familiar with the street blowers, the Scag Extreme Force street blowers, the walk behind push blowers?
Oh yeah.
So the Genius design that they have is, so you have a stud on each bottom side, and it looks like there's an axle, like a rod that goes all the way through for the wheels to come on, so you can, you know, put the bearings and all that stuff on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So those are just a stud that's part of the whole housing, and the bearings chewed up the studs. You know what I mean? It looks like a steel rod that goes through, but it's not. So in order to fix that, to put new bearings on it, to put the wheels on there, you have to replace the entire housing to that blower. It's
Really?
ridiculous. It's not the brightest design I've ever seen in my life. So I don't use it anymore. I use that U-mount now anyways. So I do not use that thing. So it's just been sitting in the shop for months, not doing anything. So I got to figure out what to do with it.
Is it pretty legit? Do you feel like it saves a lot of time compared to just a couple dudes and backpack blowers? Or
oh god, yeah, that thing
really?
is like, yeah. So the U-mount that I use on the front of the mower is not as powerful as the Scag push blower, but the Scag push blower, I had to fab a wheel on there, that'll turn 360 degrees, because otherwise you have a fixed wheel. So you have to lift, push down, turn it, and you've only got forward or you got to the side. It kind of becomes a pain in the butt. The thing works awesome, but the guys kind of get sick of using it because it is very heavy. And the way that you have to push it, maneuver it, kind of just becomes really uncomfortable. But yeah, we found a solution for that though, man. So we just don't like using that anymore. So I'm going to get rid of it. It sucks, man. I paid like $2,000 for that thing.
Right.
So, but yeah, it just sits there. So
yeah,
it runs
sucks.
great. Just going to give it to somebody or sell it.
That's the hard thing about those tools like that, especially machine wise, that are just so designated to one thing. Like just so you're not using it year round. It's taking up space. It's taking up overhead cost if you still owe anything on it. The gas sits in it forever. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of, I don't know. I got a lot of machines. The same way I talk about like chainsaws, hedge trimmers, things like that. I don't buy any of that stuff in gas anymore because I personally don't use it enough for that facto to matter.
Yeah.
Because you probably use hedge trimmers all the time, don't you? Because you're constantly doing that kind of stuff where you're at.
So what's he say? Glad Wally is corona free. I haven't seen a Beach River notification in months. Man, I've had plenty of videos up in the last few months. I'm
going to skim through this real fast, dude. I feel like I'm so behind. I have a most expensive mode. Feel great for sure, dude. Florida mowers every season. Wonder if it ever snows down there. Does it ever snow in Florida?
Snowed one time legit back in like 89 or something. Yeah, it was at 89. It was legit. Like it was like 2 inches of snow. It was a freak thing. But sometimes we'll get snow flurries at the airport or something sometimes. But yeah, it's very rare.
So depending on what like time in the season it is, I bet some of those random offshore hurricanes or any of that stuff can kick up some weird weather for you guys too.
Oh yeah. Well, hurricane season's a totally different thing. Hold on real quick. What's up?
Pretty good. Dynamic duo, great content information constantly from both you guys, man. I appreciate it. Jeff Pratt, dude, I always see you in the comments. I definitely appreciate it. Andy, love the parody songs. Also, love that comment, man. I really enjoy making those for you guys as well. Lots of business slowing way down here. I haven't mowed in 3 weeks because people are out at work and don't have the extra money. That sucks, man. And I am sorry to hear that. But yeah, everything's going to turn around. It always does.
Yeah, this craziness is going to pass. I need let's see, Glad. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that notification thing, but I need a U-mount on my 61-inch. Yeah, those things are awesome, man. Everybody, once you get one of those, you can't not have one. I gave your number out to some Liberty people and completely full. Oh, that's nice. Driven.
Who's it? I'm going to check it out when I get down there. I'm working my way down there. Wally's Corona free. I saw that one. I need a U-mount 61.2 for the fall cleanups. I hate fall cleanups, man. Lawn Care Life Missouri, dude. What is up, brother?
What is happening? Yeah, it's on that whole like designated thing. I always wanted like a hurricane, man, and then somebody wanted me to demo one, and then I just decided not to demo it because I'm like, I don't want to demo this thing and then really want it.
Yeah, and like it, and be like, oh,
yeah, and then like it. But then I'm just like, well, how much are these things? And it's like over 10 grand. I'm like, man, I just I can't, I didn't pull the trigger. I think if I was 20, 30 trucks deep and we're masked or something, I could definitely see it. But just being the smaller guy in the big pond with all of the large HOA stuff, I just couldn't justify it, man. So I got, the push blower instead. But yeah, those U-mounts are pretty sick though, man. I'm going to get another one. I'm going to have like 2 of them. Okay. And yeah, just having that designated machine though, like you spent 10 grand on something that I don't know. it takes up as much space as a mower. So you got to be able, sometimes we have to take 2 mowers. So if we're going to take that, then we have to have enough space for 3 mowers, you know?
Right.
And yeah, so just
and the way I can justify that is kind of what Toro did with like the someone give me, what is it called? The Toro that has all the stuff now.
yeah, all the
Stand on
fitting,
mower,
yeah,
whatever it is, to where you can make it you have a plow on the front, you can push snow, you can do all this stuff. Having one machine like that you can add all those attachments to makes sense, but it really doesn't make sense for me to have like one stand on blower, one stand on this. But if I had one unit where I could, throw these attachments on it,
yeah,
that could work for me.
yeah. I'm getting, like you mentioned earlier, I'm getting into the battery powered hedge trimmers game for sure. Like,
Dude, they last a long time.
yeah, my Husqvarna's, dude. Oh my god, I don't know what you're using. So I tried. What did I try? The Makita, and it had 2 18-volt batteries, but man,
kind of heavy.
Yeah, and it didn't last anywhere near as long as a single Husky battery. Dude, that Husqvarna battery, I'll go 6 hours on that thing, and I can still use it the next day. So like, I'm waiting. They're making a telescoping battery powered hedge trimmer. It'll go 14 feet. That is what I'm waiting for, man. We have so many things we need 10-foot ladders for, to like be able to eliminate your ladder. And man, I'm really jonesing on the battery, like not the weed eater so much, like for us, because the properties are too big, for a weed eater, for doing batteries, because you're going to have multiple batteries to do that. But for hedge trimmers, man, I got 2 of them. I want 2 more. I'm like converting all of our hedge trimmers to the battery.
Yeah, I switched all my battery stuff. I'm 100% Milwaukee. That's all I run in all tools. Like when it was that time when companies were like, hey, DeWalt, test this out, review this, Milwaukee, whatever it is. I just found whatever brand I kind of like the most, and I'm sticking with it because I hate having 10 different brands of different batteries. I hate having all these other things. So I switched over. I'm 100% Milwaukee. So like what you're saying, I use all the Milwaukee stuff, the hedge trimmers and stuff like that. They have a combi system on theirs as well that you can add all the extensions. And I got the pull chainsaw and the pull hedge trimmer, and I love it, dude. For what it does, I love it. It's great.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a place for the battery. What's up, William? What's up, the real man? There's definitely a place for all the battery stuff. The multi-force. But anyways, there's a place for battery. But for us, like hedge trimmer, for like weed eaters and edgers, it's not there yet for us.
No, and the blowers, man. Like a couple of the blowers have the power, but they last like 8 minutes before they're dead.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be getting this new Husky one that's got like the big backpack or whatever. Johnny's got it. Blades of Grass, he's got it.
Oh, that's cool.
I just haven't sent my stuff in for them to send it to me yet because I've been slacking. But I am interested to see how that. I didn't ask him how long it lasts, but that thing looks pretty insane. But I'm not sure about carrying a huge backpack, battery powered backpack. I don't know if it's heavier or if it's lighter. I haven't looked into that yet. So I'll find out.
At the steel event I went to a couple years ago when they were doing a lot of their stuff, they had the one solid backpack battery.
Yeah.
Like it's a big battery you'd carry on your back and be able to plug a bunch of stuff into it. The idea is cool, but like what you were saying, I'm just not there at the point I want to have 100% a battery operated, company. So to me, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, there's some companies that Jonquil. I love that. I love that, bro. What's up, man? But yeah, there's some companies, man, that are going. I think some of the top 10 landscape companies. A couple of them are like 25% battery or something like that. I was told by somebody, but man, you just got to think of the stations though. You have to have charging stations. You have multiple batteries. The things are $100 a battery. You know what I mean? Plus you have to. You're talking multiple batteries, a charging station that's wired and set up. That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, a lot of capital up front. And that was my big problem with DeWalt when they ran that 40-volt line that was just like landscaping and lawn care. Like those batteries wouldn't work anything else. One of those batteries was like $275 each. Yeah, I'm like, no.
You're like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, I do. I sit there and I look at the prices. I'm with you. And I go, well, what's the point of me spending? So like the 520 HI IHE3 hedge trimmers from Husqvarna, I have the mid-size ones. They're bad to the bone.
Yeah.
It is still a little pricey though. So you're talking by the time you get a charger and the battery and the hedge trimmer, you're close to $700.
Yeah.
So that is feasible. So that's where we're at on that. But some of these are kind of going up to where the equipment's $200 and something, but then the battery's the same exact price, and then the charger is like half that price.
Oh, yeah.
So when I go to look, the equipment is a lot more expensive than the battery. It's one thing, but when your battery is as much as the piece of equipment, that just becomes kind of crazy. Anything over $100 for a battery, I think, is too much. Battery, man.
Scroll through here again real quick, Andy. I gave your number out to some people in Liberty. People, I am completely full. That's awesome, dude. I appreciate you sharing the word on me, and I also appreciate the fact that you are completely full, man. That's awesome. That means business is going good for you. Chris Horning, I bought a 61 vride 2. It was about 10K. 10K is a good investment on a machine. It's a good machine. Dan the Family Man, we had a drought for the spring and the summer, and now lost a lot of clients to the corona, being them at work heading to the winter. They're down soon in Australia. Happy days. Not, man. I don't want to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. Things will turn around, I promise. Pat Parrish, what is up? Pat Parrish. I love people that have double letter names. Pat Parrish probably became a prince. Now you can hear that P pop going up everywhere.
Wally Wood.
Wally Wood. Maybe a bit Wally Wood.
So
multi-force, yeah.
Lawn care life in Missouri. Gas is so cheap, no reason to run battery powered equipment.
Dude, like $1.80 a
it's
gallon.
cheap. But on that, man, listen, I could say that I had the same opinion until I ran battery powered hedge trimmers. And so my opinion is totally different. It's the noise level, like everything, the weight, the noise level, everything about it, man. Only because it lasts so long, I'm going to say I have 2 Husqvarna midsize hedge trimmers, steel hedge trimmers, Echo. All my guys go to those battery powered ones on the hedge trimmer.
Simplicity, dude.
That's winning. The hedge trimmer is winning with battery. And nobody can, and I can argue with somebody. I have 66 acre properties, so I can tell you that I trim as much as anybody's going to trim. And the battery for the hedge trimmer that's where it's at right now.
There's a lot of other stuff that go into that too, man. Like for your guys, whether they're new or whether they're old, I don't have to worry about putting gas in this thing, priming the ball, trying to start it. I just hit the button and it goes.
That's it, man. You got 2 speeds on it, and that's an awesome thing. There is no start issues, nothing, bro. That's the baddest part. No start issues, man.
No,
you don't have to pull anything. Push a button, light is on, good to go. And if you haven't used it longer than like a minute, it'll shut off automatically.
Yep.
You push the button again. So with hedge trimmers, man, I'm gonna have to disagree. There is a spot for hedge trimmers. Everything
100%.
else needs.
Even chainsaws, dude. Even chainsaws. The chainsaws cut like butter, man.
Yeah, I want one of those. I want a top handsaw. Like I want one of those because we do a lot of like crepe myrtles and stuff down here. So and we do a lot of tree trimming down here. So I want one little hand top saw. That's what I want.
Electric zero turns are so expensive for the small business. That's capital investment for sure. Very expensive. But I've ran them. Like I've mowed with them at the Gravely events. They have one. And it's so quiet. It's so quick. It's so responsive. It's so fun. But the hard part for me is I can buy 3 pro stances, maybe even 4 pro stances for the price of that one mower. It's tough.
Yeah. No, I did not see that. Did you see where Happy's battery steel hedge trimmers caught on fire? Nope, I did not.
No, but that's definitely something that can happen.
Crepe murder, you mean? That's right, Chris. I did murder him, but I'm doing an update video because those things look gorgeous. They're looking awesome.
Someone needs to make that a lawn care name, Crepe Murder Lawn Care.
Crepe Murder Lawn Care. What is your favorite trimmer line?
What do you mean? Like brand wise or just like trimmer?
I got mine is the Piranha string, the Green Touch Piranha string. That's
trimmer line. Gotcha. Yeah,
that stuff. Like you run your finger across it like that, and you feel like you're about to cut into your finger. It's like Piranha little teeth. That thing's ridiculous.
Yeah, I've never used that. I've been using Echo's Black Diamond, and it's kind of the same way. If you pull it, it's like sharp and it's twisted. But the only thing I hate about Echo's Black Diamond is there's no longevity. It cuts grass so good, dude. But if you're edging with it and you're doing fence lines, say goodbye to your whole roll of line. It just doesn't last.
That is the only thing. I think we all told them that too. Like it's not tough, but I think that, it's probably not tough because what it doesn't allow it to be so dense. I don't know what's up, but that's nice. But man, out of all the string I've used in 13 years, that Piranha string is the meanest stuff I've ever used in my life, man. The
I'll
stuff
have to
is
check it out. I've never
dude,
used it.
it's so sick. I thought it was like I was telling them they just I kind of made fun of it at first. But then when I was like burning out grass to like put down sod, because we just burn the stuff out.
Yeah.
Dude, it was like a bunch of little animals in there eating the grass up. It was crazy to like watch it grab like grass runners and just rip them out, man. That stuff is ridiculous.
I got shocked last night changing a receptacle. I'm afraid of battery equipment.
Man, Mitch, are you okay? His water exploded in his house after that storm last week. I told him
Mitchell's.
Yeah, his his water like line or main in the house like exploded right when that storm passed him.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I know that storms can mess with. I told him that storms can mess with like pressure on water lines.
Oh, for sure.
A lot of so I was like, maybe that's what it was. But yeah, that stuff. He's like, I don't know if you've seen it, dude. He's like chiseling out his whole floor. I ain't laughing at you. That sucks. I'm thinking about trying the Rotary Corp Vortex trimmer line. I've never tried that.
In all honesty, man, I'm not that into it. I just kind of go with what's been working or whatever I can find for sure is what I'm going with.
The store. I don't really pay too much attention.
Where do you get the Piranha stuff at? Because I've never seen it.
It's Trailer Rack's website.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, trailerracks.com. But yeah, that stuff's sick. I just ordered some yesterday. I can't.
Is it sold in stores?
No, and they need to, man. That's all.
I better say that's probably why I've never seen it.
I'm telling, like it's a string to where when you use it once, it is. They only make it in 1.26.
Okay,
like it's kind of thick. Like there is no smaller version, but it's it's so ridiculous, dude.
Does it bog a trimmer down a little bit or anything with the header weight or anything?
Dude, not at all. And not to, like, and you don't go through it. Like it sits there. I'll reverse edge. You know what I mean? Like in beds and down. It's some of that string. I don't know where in the world it's made or what it's. Well, I know where it's made, but I don't know what it's made of. But it's some supersonic crap, man. Price for 30,000 square foot lawn price, Jordan. Well, I guess it depends on where you're talking. We're $560 for 500 square feet here. So do the math. So that'd be like $6,000. So, well, no, way more than that. 30,000 square feet. An acre. 40,000 square feet's an acre.
Yeah. What do you say? 30,000 square feet?
Yeah, more like what's 15,000? Probably 15,000 bucks.
I got so many things that go. If it's just wide open mowing, that's one thing. But if there's a big sidewalk, I got an edge and all this stuff that's incorporated into it. 30,000 square foot. I'm gonna say anywhere between $60 to $100, depending on what all is going into it.
Yeah, like whenever I do big pricing stuff, I have to go about $1.25 a square foot.
Yep.
So if it's 30,000 square feet, I'm going by like the commercial stuff, then it's 30,000 times $1.25. So and that's all prep work included. You can't. And it just depends on the city. Depends on how much you're paying for sod. There's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah. Are you talking about an install price or like mowing the yard?
Yeah, he said sod. Let me go see. Where was the question?
I just see price for 30,000 square foot lawn price. So if you're talking mowing or.
Oh, maybe he's talking about mowing.
I say if you're just talking about mowing, like it just depends on what's all going into it. Like what all obstacles and things like that.
Rebecca. Hi, Andy.
I use Milwaukee Hedge trimmers. They are impressive. Dude, they are driven for sure. For what they are, they work pretty crazy.
I didn't try those.
I'm a kid. What's going on, kiddo?
Tried the Makitas, but that didn't work out too good.
Yeah, the thing I didn't like about the Makita is having to have 2 batteries on pretty much everything they had outdoor equipment.
Yeah. Amy, what's up, Amy? What's up? Let's see. Yeah, well, let's see. My employees had to weed eat a commercial area. They had 2 weed eaters, the roadside black fence. I kind of got lost on that one.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I got lost on that one. Andy.
Oh my God, I have a huge crush on Andy. That makes 2 of us solo. Oh. Everybody give a shout out to Solo Cuts Landscaping. If you haven't, go subscribe to Solo Cuts. He's taken that journey that I took a couple years ago where he just quit his full-time job and he has invested himself full-time into his lawn and landscape business. I know by personal experience, it's a scary thing, dude. It's scary times. Why? Because we've grown up to go to school 9 to 5. This is what you do. You got to get a job. So those little thoughts and ideas will play on you. All the people you know will play on you as well. You don't have to do it that way, but I'm happy for you, you know, taking that plunge, dude. And just like I told you, one-on-one, something changes. It's not so much a thought of, man, can I do it? I don't know if I'm doing it. The minute you have to do it, you're going to find a way to do it. Yeah. You're going to figure it out.
That's the truth.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is.
You just got to jump. I mean, you got to take a chance at things. Of course, you have to be careful. Sorry about the lighting in here. It's really dark, but you know, you just got to be careful. But, you know, especially if you have a family and things like that. I mean, it's not as easy to just go, oh, I'm just going to go quit my job and go.
Oh, no. Yeah,
I mean, there's definitely a transitional phase, you know, but a lot of guys that are able to not have the worry about taking care of other people, dependents. You know, I think that there's a big advantage there with that. You know, you can really dive in and you can make some things happen. You know, it's incredible. I just call it a mirror business, man. It's like you put in, you get back what you put in. Like it is truly a business that gives you back what you give it. And it's, I've had like 32 jobs and I'm not proud of that.
I've had quite a couple as well.
I can tell you, out of everything I've ever done, this is definitely something that has to return, and the return depends on you and nobody else.
Yep. And I kind of explained it. I don't know if it was the last video or the video before my last one. The way I kind of explained what like lawn maintenance is for me, it's the only job I've ever had that has gratification throughout the day. So if I'm taking a lawn that needs mowed, you get to do it and change it. It's like a blank canvas, man. You get to make it look something and put your own little stamp of approval on it. And then when you're done, you can look at it and go, that looks good. Next. Every other job I had is you're just continuously doing the same thing every single day, waking up, and it's just monotonous. There's not really a lot of gratification or like a gain throughout the day. But that's one of the things I love about lawn maintenance is you literally get to be creative with what you're doing, and it's fun.
Even if we have the same schedule, which we do like week to week, and it's still just something different, you know, that happens. And at the end of the day, for me personally, man, it's just about, I mean, we answer to people. No matter who you are, you're going to answer to somebody. I don't care how poor you are, how rich you are. I don't care how important your job is or how non-important you think your job is, but we all have to answer to somebody. As a business owner, we have to answer to a lot of people. But at the end of the day, you know, waking up and knowing it's yours changes. It makes everything else. It just makes it not mundane. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Someone says we should jam together. That would be interesting. We can pull that off.
Do it. Let's do it. There's some remix I want to do, man. Like legit.
I'm also going to go into what you were saying. Do you ever listen to, and I've been addicted to it lately, is Jocko Willink. Jocko Willink podcast, man. Ex-Navy SEAL. He's been through it all. His ideas and philosophies on stuff are like beyond amazing, dude. So I can listen to this guy podcast while I'm mowing. Different things, just like jobs. People say, man, my job sucks. I hate my job. What he says is now that job controls you. That's what sucks. What sucks is you have let this job control you. What you need to do, if you hate your job, you hate going to it, you need to turn that around and become the best at your job. Your focus is to become the best person at it. Now you have control and you have ownership of what it is that you don't like. Just the philosophies on that are just amazing. The ways to turn your brain around and just overcome things. I'm falling in love, man. I've fallen in love with it.
Yeah, I've heard his quotes, and I really like that. That goes on. Like I always say that you either own a business or you own a job. You know what I mean? So, and it's okay to own either one. You know what I mean? So, but you have to be content with owning a job, or you have to really strive to own a business. And there definitely there's a difference. And I think owning the job is more what he's saying, where the job owns you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you wake up every day going, man, I just don't want to go to work. I hate going to work. That thing has taken control of you, not vice versa.
Yeah. You don't own a business at that point. You own a job.
Yeah.
And it's, and at that point, like, you know, it's just like work for yourself or just go clock in and out, and not have any of the stress. You know what I mean? I was like that in the beginning when I first started, man. I had a bunch of people give me lawns, and I was lucky to start out that way. Like I had somebody, I ended up with like 44 lawns or however many lawns it was that somebody gave me, and they were like really good accounts too, man. It was just from people I knew or whatever, but there was a period though where the not having any idea what I was doing, which I do all the time. I just jump into crap blind.
Oh, for sure.
And then, I had moments where I'm just like, dude, this is insane. It'd be so much easier just to like clock in and out and not have to worry about anything.
Job security.
No bills, no nothing, man. I could just clock in and clock out. That's the thing they should always say that owning a landscape business is not for everybody.
And you really have to have just kind of what you're saying. There's more to it than just the work, man. There's mental preparation in it too. Because if you're one of those people that's like, man, I'm going to go do lawn care because I hate my job. I hate my boss. I want to be my own boss, make my own decisions. You can't think of it that way. Because it'll become the same thing where you're like, no, I'm not mowing that lady's grass because she wants me to do such and such, and they want me to do such and such. Whatever it is, just become the best at it. Like the more you sit there and think about it and dwell on it, and I'm going to do this my way and no one else's way, you'll see those numbers go down pretty fast, man.
Yeah, like Jackie, he's like, I have a great pay, he has a really good job, gets paid good, but just can't wait to get off work and go mow. There's definitely, a passion to it too, if you want there to be.
Yep.
And Wally, you need that early morning energy right now. That Floridian sun must have got you today. They're used to seeing me on Instagram Live bouncing off the walls. Dude, I got beat up today. There ain't no lie. I got my butt smacked down, handed to me today.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for those days, man, because I'm still at that point where I can do 15 to 18 lawns in a day solo. But the minute it starts getting in the 80s and sunny, that number goes down real fast.
We call 80s like springtime down here, man. Like,
oh, dude. Nah, dude, I'm fat. 70s, 100 degrees to me. 80s, 120.
Yeah, you need to come down here and work in like August or September when it's like 115 and like 98% humidity.
Dude, just walking through the beach in Florida is a struggle.
Let Julian say G Packard. Yeah, I like Packard. He doesn't do a lot of stuff anymore. I was watching him like at the beginning when I first started seeing all of this crazy YouTube world stuff, which was just nuts, and it's still nuts. But yeah, I like his stuff. He had a lot of good advice on there. I would watch his channel.
Oh yeah, he's been doing it for a long time. That's for sure.
Yeah, he came down to Florida and extended his business down in South Florida somewhere.
Dude, pizza delivery in the winter months. Chris, hook it up. Chris, yes, I am also solo, by the way. Scroll down. Randy wants us to rap battle.
Bring it.
How many crews do you want to have in the future? 0, dude. I want to either stay solo or find something else to do, man. It's kind of where my brain's at. I really enjoy being solo, man, because it's all on me. I love the extreme ownership side of that.
Yeah, I think we like keeping it at 2, man. It's the most crews I ever had was 3 full crews on trucks and then a landscape truck and an irrigation truck. As 280 clients. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to deal with, man. But it's good though. But the thing is when you want that kind of stuff, you can't do that by yourself. So that was a lot to manage. Like for me to manage all that stuff on my own and then not being on the trucks, there's a lot that goes with it. And what I will tell people is if you want to grow and be a multifaceted landscape company, listen, man, just when we're hopping, like we let a couple of really big clients go last year, like really good money, big clients, but we could not handle them anymore. Dude, I was having to show up every 4 weeks and do a 7-hour walkthrough on these properties. Every 4th Wednesday, I had to go do these walkthroughs. And so between that time, I would get this sheet of like 20 to 30 or 40 items sometimes of extra things, trim this, clip that, right? All of this stuff on top of the maintenance. All of this stuff had to get done within it ain't 4 weeks. That's what these people don't get sometimes, bro. It ain't 4 weeks. It's 4 visits.
Yeah.
Right? There's a difference. Well, it's been 4 weeks. No, dude. It's been 3 visits, and this is the 4th visit you're here today. So we've had 3 visits between our last visit for me to do all of this maintenance and get all of this stuff done. So what I'll tell people for sure, whether it's residential, commercial stuff, and this is advice I give myself and stuff that Lee and I have talked about, like to get any bigger, to go anywhere, you need help. Like you need a person that is almost a twin to yourself as far as the business and how to do things. That's not easy to do. That's why a lot of companies that are massive, they have boards or they're multi companies that come together. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They form a much bigger company by doing that. Because, dude, it's just really difficult to grow a large lawn maintenance company all by yourself. You know what I mean? I mean, you got employees and all that, but you are the one managing every aspect by yourself. It
Yep.
can be done, and I've done it to an extent, but not to where I'm like, I've got a friend, John, he's got 7 trucks, Mariello's, in Jacksonville. And that's the dude I started off with, helped me out in the beginning, and he's phenomenal, but man, he knows that he wouldn't be where he's at if he didn't have a couple key guys, like this guy, Will, he was a store manager at a Subway. And this guy, Will, is a monster, bro. Like, he's on fire, and him and his brother, Josh. And I mean, Will has literally taken that company through the roof with him, because it allowed John to leave and to be somewhere, and he could depend on Will to run all of his crews. You know what I mean? He's this project manager. And that's really when you can take off, man. You have to be able to have somebody. So, not to go off, but that whole thing with how many trucks do you want? It's not that easy. We're just saying, how many trucks do you want? There's so much that goes into having more. I'm telling you, that number is about 2. Once you hit 2 trucks, once you go past 2 trucks, it's an entirely new set of issues, worries, problems, and obstacles. I say 2. Once you pass that 2, you need help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would say, just for me to add an employee, I need help. Like, I would need someone to take over the organization side of my business, something I struggle with. Like, I'm horrible. I'm good with communication, but I have a horrible memory. And it's like all the other things that keep adding up. So-and-so wants this done, like what you were saying. They want this added, that added, that added. It's so hard for me to keep track of all those things, man. So hard. So I would almost, like what you're saying, like a sidekick of yourself. I would need a secretary or someone to really organize all this stuff for me, especially if I wanted to continue working in the business, not just being behind the computer and taking all the emails and organize it. But if I really wanted to still be a part of it, someone would have to come in and do that other side of that business for me.
Yeah, it becomes a stagnant thing. Like Jackie's saying, last week he had to turn down a big account because he was doing all that. He's maxed out. So it like hurt his soul to turn that down. And I've been there too, man. I understand. And it's a smart move though. It may hurt and it may sting, but you have to think of it this way. You saved your reputation by not taking that account and putting yourself out there, spreading yourself thin, not doing the job that you know that you're capable of doing because you were incapable of doing it because of the situation you were in. And then you have a bad name with this person who knows a million other people. So don't beat yourself up too bad. Just appreciate the fact that you were smart, and sounds like you were smart, and you knew that it was more than you could handle, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. What's up, Derek? Southern Style Lawn Care and Health.
Yeah, and just the fact that that, I think, is awesome, because a lot of people are just going to see it. Oh, God, yes, I need to do this, even though you don't know whether you can or not. So just the fact that you know where you're at right now is awesome, because a lot of people would just constantly be trying to grow until they're to the point where it's like, I can't do all this stuff that I said I can do, and that's not good either.
Yeah. Derek says, we run 2 trucks. There is a science to it. Have to make sure you don't overwork everyone and make sure you pick and choose accounts. 100%. So what we did over the winter time is we gave everybody an extra day off, like on Friday or Monday. So, I mean, I call it clicks, man. So in the summertime, I tell all the guys, dude, so right now we got 9 guys, and I'm just like, we have 4 clicks, and then we have some part-time dudes, but you have 4 clicks that we got to get through. If we can get through these 4 clicks, the other 8 clicks are nothing. You know what I mean? So, I mean, like for us, it's, June, July, August, September. Those are the 4 months, man, that like kill you in lawn maintenance in Florida. And, I'm not going to say that they are never overworked, man. We are all overworked. All of us in the summertime, we are. Yeah. So, I don't let them work, extensive hours or whatever. I just mean it's a lot of work. You can work for 5 hours a day in the summer lawn maintenance and you're overworked. You know what I mean? But, we find a way to even that out. And for 8 months out of the year, the hours are nothing and they're still getting paid full pay, the whole deal. And, we try to alleviate that overworkage by several months. Like I said, we give either a Friday off or a Monday off we rotate guys in and out with that. And they're all in love with that. They love it, man. Oh, yeah. But that is a really good point. Overworking your guys just makes it impossible for you to run a business with employees.
Oh, yeah, because nobody likes that feeling, man. That's a tough feeling. And we're kind of the same, but opposite, you know. So I got those however many months off and those 7 months of just and it's weird, dude. There's not really a transition. It's you're not working and then you're working. Right. And it's nonstop for 7 months. Just kind of hit you like a brick wall, which I think's way better for you guys because you get to continuously kind of do something.
Yeah,
through the winter, you know, you're just constantly.
Yeah, we're constantly mowing and all that. Of course, it slows down and all that, but the clicks as far as like that June through August, that's just like hammer time. You know, we're mowing right now. Like it's growing like crazy right now. You know, you don't mow right. Like last week, we couldn't mow places because it rained, man. And it's just like we had to double cut stuff. You know, like deck all the way up and then the deck down. You know, but it still doesn't feel the work. The humidity in Florida is different than the South period, you know, like Georgia, Louisiana, all that. The humidity down here is a totally different thing, man. And like Derek's saying, because he's in the South, dude, I've had so many guys, man, come from like up north, you know, and come down here and work. Are like, oh, I can handle this, man. This is no big deal. Those are the guys that about lunchtime, they end up finding a ride. Going home. Yeah. You got to acclimate to it down here, man. Just like if I come up there and, you know, work in the wintertime, like I have to acclimate to it. You know, it's And we get it here. We got the humidity for sure, but we don't have the high temperatures like we do. And when you add those two up, it's a killer. And I never really realized how bad Florida was. Like as a kid, we used to vacation there and do all that stuff. What was it? Last year was my first time ever going to California. Yeah. And it is gorgeous. Oh, 80 degrees, no humidity. I never understood that concept. I'm like, if I'm moving, I'm going to California. They don't use AC. They just open windows. Like, dude, you're gonna say it, those 4 months will either kill you or build you. And that's 100%. Yeah.
And it's sticky, like a sticky, nasty humidity. But does your grass stick? Like ours sticks, like humidity wise. If you like mow along a house, it's sticking to the house. It's sticking to the deck.
Stuck. Yeah. Is it? Yeah, it is, man. But, you know, and but we don't have like the problem with the decks, how it sticks. Y'all's grass up there will stick.
Oh my God.
We don't scrape. Like we don't have to do that down here. And you can just wish the water hose that comes right off. It's no big deal. Yeah. We don't have that. But, you know, people just don't like, y'all just, you know, aren't used to like what, you know, our grass, St. Augustine grass, man. The stuff is like the blades are wider they're about your middle finger. That's how wide the blades are. And it's like dense. And the roots, the runners grow on top. They don't grow underneath the soil, you know, so you can't rake or, you know, thatch down here. Like people that rake down here because they're like used to being up north or whatever. Then they end up breaking grass runners and then killing grass. Like it's a, you know.
So do you get turf tear pretty easy? Like if you're zero turning on lawns, is it going to uproot grass pretty easy and stuff?
And it's because like basically the grass runners are on top of the soil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it can tear up. That's why I'm really big in a 3-point.
Yeah, dude, that clover's nasty, dude. It just holds so much moisture, man.
I've never. Does it turn hard though? So like in St. Augustine grass will hit somebody's car. It turns hard, and you have to scrape it off.
You hit it with a hose, and it won't come off.
Yeah, going off, man. Lisa's got that in common. Our humidity today was 98%. Yeah, and that'll kill it, man. It can be like 74 outside, but when that humidity hits, man, it makes it feel. The hottest I've ever worked in, it said it was 117 outside. That was.
I gotta pop this one up. Oh shit, people! That's what's up, dude. Yeah. Oh, dude. Me and Randy never laughed so hard in our life than coming home from the GIE Expo watching all his videos. It's so good, man.
He's good, dude.
He's a good guy. I talked to him for quite a while down there on 4th Street. He was a very, very nice guy.
Yeah, he is hilarious, man. We scrape our decks with blades. We don't ever have, man. I mean, we don't ever have to. We just a water hose, it comes right off, man.
And that's what's crazy, man. It's crazy how different the lawn care life is depending on where you live. Same thing if people say this mower doesn't work here, this mower works here, this mower doesn't work here. It's just so different. The sandy soils, the clay, it's so crazy.
I know I've had a lot of people say the Graveleys don't work for them in one spot, they work another. Yeah. I've had people say that their Scags don't work in one place or another. I mean, it's all a different thing. That's why I don't like get into when people are like, oh, this mower sucks, that mower sucks. Right. It's like, man, it doesn't. There's a place for everything in the environment. It's like, dude, when we went to Iceland on our honeymoon, man. That was the most provocative place I've ever been. Like every
Yeah.
30 minutes, the environment changed, literally the environment, the weather, and the landscape changed about every 20 to 30 minutes while you're just driving straight. It felt like you were in a different country or a different,
Heck
it was
yeah.
just the craziest thing. That's just kind of how like all the landscape stuff is with equipment. You know, like Jason Ambro would be like, he won't use any echo because he can't get it to run up there. Well, I have that opposite problem with steels. Like we have a hard time keeping steel running down here. I don't know what it is. It's always
Even
been like,
adjusting the carburetors and all that.
yeah, dude,
Really?
all of our Shindawa, Echo, and Husqvarna
Mm.
stuff, one-time fire up, and it runs killer all day long. All of our steel, I quit buying steel sticks. That's just that we still use the blower. So for some reason, it's like the blowers are good, but you like rip your rotator cuff on your shoulder trying to start up steels like down here.
Yeah, that ain't no fun.
I will say the Scag Velocity deck. Yeah, that deck is pretty sick, man. Yeah, because Derek just bought a cheetah. Wasn't it a
did he?
cheetah? Yeah, didn't you? Yeah, I'll tell you, man, Scag cuts, bro. Like
They do.
my
They're a
cheetah
cutting machine.
honestly has not been it's been kind of I think I got a lemon.
Really?
It's been something from day one, man. But at the end of the day, when
And
it
that
is
happens?
yeah, and when it is working, that deck is phenomenal, dude. I will say though, out of all the mowers I've ever owned and used, so I've used Dixie choppers, to Ferris's, Skags. I don't know if anybody remembers the Lesco mowers.
Leska, the green, dark green.
Yep, Hustler. Lesco is the best cutting mower I've ever used. Hustler is definitely the second best cutting mower I've ever used. And then honestly, like the Right and the Pro Stance and the Scag are kind of all on the same page as far as cut quality goes for us down here anyway.
Yeah, actually that old Encore walk behind, man. When I first got it, was one of the best cutting things I've ever seen in my life.
How is that? I've never used one of those.
It's just a cheaply, horribly, crappily made machine, but it does what it needs to do. It cuts grass, like that's what it does. But I always had things breaking, little rivets popping, and it's just cheaply made, but it does what it does.
Yeah.
How about Exmark? I don't run that. Yeah, we don't have a lot of Exmark out here, really.
I used to. That was I had the 56 inch and 36 inch, and my issue, me personally, my issue doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. But my issue with Exmark is that they're kind of like Castrol. It's like it's just a bunch of additives, that you have to. It's just a bunch of additives to make a package. So with Exmark, you have to buy that. Different spindles or the different pulleys if you want something faster. It's like they have to upsell things. They can't just sell you a mower that does what it's supposed to do and that's it. They'll sell you a mower and then you have to buy extra things to make that mower perform better. You know what I mean? That I don't like about Exmark at all.
It's like, hey, congratulations on buying your new F-250. If you want to bring it home, you're going to have to buy the wheels and tires. We have that package. Like, what?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much, man. But Exmark, they make great stuff. I always say this, man. Everybody does. I don't know one mower company that makes trash. Like, they all make something good. I've had Exmarks that were junk out of the box. I've had Lescos that were junk out of the box. I had a Scag that was junk out of the box. Like everybody makes something, has something here that you got to think of how many machines these people are making, man. They're making, I don't get mad. I just go, that's what a warranty's for, Yeah,
that's mass production. Same reason you're always going to run into the Ford's better than Chevy, because that guy probably bought a Chevy Lemon at one point. Doesn't mean they all suck. That one you had might have sucked, but they all know.
Yeah. See, like Derek saying that Gravely's are horrible in his area, but they're great machines, but they just don't cut well. Yeah. But down here, like in Florida, like, dude, Gravely's the Gravely's next to Toro are everywhere here, man. Like, Gravely's cut really well in St. Augustine grass.
Oh yeah, I've always said that from the beginning. Just the way mowers perform out here, I would love to have the Gravely body, just because it's a well-built tank of a machine with the Scag deck on it. Would be one of the greatest mowers for my area, but that won't work for someone else's area. Yeah,
I agree. I mean, like I said, it's down here. It's definitely come on, lighten up, buddy. It's a match with the Gravely and the Scag, but the Hustler takes them both, though, man. And I've actually told them at Gravely that, like, that Hustler, that VX4 deck, man, or is it VF4? Yeah, VF4 or VX4. brain farting right now. But dude, that deck is something simplistically magical. That
Hmm.
thing and mulching up leaves, it's the best leaf mulching machine I've ever used next to a walker. Walkers are their own league though. But man, that let's see, I got my 2008 66-cent Super Z, replaced the engine. The deck is, I have to probably say that the Hustler's got the best cutting deck all around, I think, that
See,
I've
and
used.
they're made like 20 minutes from me, 20, 30 minutes from me.
Are they?
And you still don't see Hustlers here for some reason. Nobody really runs them. It's so strange.
They're huge in Florida too. Like down here, it's Toro is number one. Toro outsells everybody. So you have Toro, and then your Gravely and Exmark, and Hustler. A lot of the Dixies you see on like the state highway stuff. That's mainly where all the Dixies are used, probably because they're like ridiculously fast.
Right.
But yeah, those are mainly used on highway stuff. But yeah, we don't have any Encores down here. We don't, not much Ferris, hardly any Ferris anywhere in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
Hustler's got great. We don't have any good dealers. Yeah, that sucks, man.
So let's go into this real quick. What's up with these people locking their fences to their backyards and keeping them that way? What's up with that, dude? What is up with it?
Oh, you're talking about, are you talking about me?
I'm talking about you.
Dude, the 66-acre property, and they are supposed to unlock them. We cut it in 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday, and they're supposed to have them unlocked. And a lot of them, they are unlocked, but you can't open them because it's so jacked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The only way to get it is to jump the fence. But I'm like, we can't jump the fence. The PM, property management company, they're like, yeah, we don't want you jumping the fence. It's like, I can't afford workers' comp on like all my guys if they jump a fence and land on something. So these people are supposed to do it. They just haven't been doing it. It's been driving me crazy. This week alone, man, 14 yards. 14 backyards. And yeah, they're small backyards, man, but that's not the point. Right. Some of these things, dude, were up to my chest, bro. Like we cut some yards up to my chest. I didn't have the camera out for it, but it was up to my chest, dude. And after the fourth one, I contacted the property management company. I went ahead and did all the other ones. But the very last one, I got a text from them because some reason it's 400 plus units out there, townhomes out there, and they all have my number somehow. You don't even know the nightmare. So,
right.
But this one texted me today, like, hey, did you change your service day? I'm like, yeah, back in January, we changed it. We haven't mowed her lawn since January in the backyard because she's kept it a lot. So I sent that to the PM today, and yeah, we set a pay scale. So they're like, just give us a few weeks to, give everybody an opportunity to email them, give them official notification. So we have to document, every single backyard that has an inaccessible gate, right? We have to document that every single week. And it's a lot of work. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're going, there's 3 units to a building and there's hundreds of buildings, you know what I'm saying? And you're having to come out, write down this one, write down that one. You know what I mean?
It takes time. That's what sucks.
A lot, man. It literally takes probably an extra hour to 2 hours out of the day writing all that stuff down. But that's what we have to do to ensure that these people are paying us. Because, dude, I'm demoing John Deere, right? This Kohler John Deere, and I'm mowing this thick backyard because it was a bigger backyard. So I took the John Deere back there. Grass was so thick. I walk them first, though. I tell the guys, walk it first before you go in there with anything.
For sure.
Well, I didn't see it. It was thick, and a freaking dumbbell. The dumbbell went up underneath the deck, and now I have to lift that thing up this weekend and see what's going on because I'm demoing this machine.
Right.
So I have to see what kind of damage this dumbbell did to it. So it bent the blade for sure, but I have to make sure it didn't damage the spindle. And I'm buying parts on a demo. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not keeping. Yeah, it sucks. So I told him that was it for me. Like I don't want to. You can't be in lawn maintenance. I love when I hear people go, "I'll just tell them this and that." I'm gonna tell you, they will replace you.
For sure. Yeah. You're not the end all be all.
Yeah. Well,
you can hawk your pants up as high as you want to. Someone's going to pull them right back down.
I know. I see so many dudes that are just like, oh, I would just tell them this. People are like real big on the keyboard. I'm like, well, you just go ahead and do that. You go right ahead and then see how much longer you're mowing that property. So I can't go up to them and be like, oh, I'm done with this, blah, blah, blah. You need to, I have to explain it. Hey, here's what's going on. Here's pictures. Here's some video. Here's text messages, them acknowledging the backyards are gay. Hey, and here's a picture of this dumbbell I ran over in consequence of them not opening the gates. And I was being cool and did it anyway. And now I'm paying for damage done to the mower. And I'm not like saying, well, you need to pay for my damage, right? You can't be like that, unfortunately. But they are going to offer to pay for it because I was so nice about it. They're just like, well, let us know if the damage is there. We're going to find the resident, blah, blah, blah. You just got to be cool. You know what I mean? What's
It's
up?
not the end of the world. It's never the end of the world, man.
No, but I just, I hate to see guys shoot themselves in the foot by acting like you said, they are the end all when it comes to lawn maintenance. Because, brother, there are plenty of options. There are a lot of good lawn guys out there, man. I call them lawners, man. There's a lot of good lawn guys, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of us.
And there's a lot of bad lawn guys that'll do it too. And they'll probably do it cheaper.
The client's like, is the grass short? All right, then. Some dude commented on that video I put up today, and he's just like, $60. How do you stay in business? I would have cut that for $20. But I'm like, isn't that like a paradox of a question? If you ask me how I stay in business, because I charge $60 for a 100 square foot little backyard, but you would do it for 20. That's why I'm in business. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm like, well, here's the thing, dude. I'll still charge 60. I'm going to hire you to do it for 20, pay you $20 and keep the 40 up top.
that's a whole nother world with being subbed out. I've never been subbed out, man, but I've got a friend that he renovates condos. He does plumbing, goes in and rehabs them. And he's just like, man, I can't get rid of their lawn guy, but I can sell myself if you want to take all your logos off and you can work underneath my name and I'm just like, man.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah. But there's money to be made with all that, man. I just never jumped in that bed ever.
Shout out to Scout Lawn Care. What's up, homie? Big dog. This is exact right here, man. Catch more flies with honey. Be sweet. Be a nice person. You attract those people. If you're negative and you're always, it's me and nobody else, those are the people you attach to.
Amy's always got some wise advice, man. Always. Yeah. Amy's very wise. Yeah, so I carry a jar of honey with me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, this is my honey.
Later driven.
Eeyore, this is my honey.
I forgot to comment on that video.
Driven, we'll see you later, man.
Otherwise, they won't, nor will they have to pay.
What's Randy talking about here?
Contract doesn't trump their HOA bylaws. Yeah. No, my contract's pretty awesome. But it does I have addendums in there for damage, due to negligence on the client's part, all this crazy crap that I don't even understand half of that my lawyer writes up. But, it's all in there. You don't have to have anything complicated. I get people ask me about contracts all the time, man. It doesn't have to be complicated. You can write your own contract. There's so many. I've actually put my contract up for people to download. I share everything, and I get a lot of flack from other landscapers in Jacksonville. I think it's hilarious. But it's like, dude, you're telling people all this stuff, and you're just going to learn stuff. And, I'm just like, that's the whole point.
The same thing you're telling anybody. They can also Google and get the same information. It's not like it's rocket science or wizardry that you're doing. It's all relatively the exact same thing for everybody, just maybe a little bit different verbiage.
Yeah. Amy, you go get him. We'll tell him what's up, Amy. But yeah, it's just crazy, man. We've all talked about this before, dude. This whole thing is insane, man. It's crazy. All we had was Lawn Life's forum, like Lawn Life's web, what was it? Lawn site. All we had was
the little blog.
Yeah, the forum, the lawn site .com forum. That's all that really existed before. And I would see so many mean dudes in there. Guys are just like, you need to go. You don't come in here. You got to earn your way. And I love this, man. I love all this. This is awesome. This is beautiful stuff.
Yeah, I just do me, man. I'm not really worried about anything else. If you, like I said, if you don't like it, don't watch it. That's all I can say, man.
That's it, man. I just love that. You're giving people, because I put this, you put tons of videos out. All of the guys put out some really good videos, man. Everybody, like Derek, Stan, you, Blake, everybody puts out, Jason, everybody puts out such good videos with so much good content on it. How can you hate on anybody? Personally, here's what I think. Here's what I think about it. At the end of the day, if everybody is more on the same page, the better it is for all of us, right?
Well, for sure.
The more divided we are or the more uneducated we are as far as kind of what we create as the populace when it comes to pricing and how we go about doing things like that, the more segregated the cheap guy is from, the more experienced guy, right?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of guys that come in have never done this before, and they're taking all these tips and pricing from all the things that we're all saying, and they're bypassing that $20 guy and kind of coming up here. Like
Yeah.
it creates a sense of unity when it comes to the lawn and landscape side of pricing things. So I think the more that we share, honestly, the more we eliminate the $19 a yard guy. Do you get what I'm saying? Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
And I think of that $20 guy as a double-edged sword. I always have, man. I've never really tried to be negative towards that person because I don't know. Yeah, because I don't know if that guy's doing the $20 yard thing just because he wants to get everyone's yard, or he may just not know. And maybe he needs to be educated, and we can help that person. Because when I started out, I was hey, I'll do it for 35. And the person would go, hey, will you do it for 25? Yeah, I'll do it for 25. Just because I don't know any better. It's just I'm trying to get the property and do my thing. But now that I know what my cost of business is. I know what my overhead is. I know how much insurance is. I know my taxes, all this stuff that goes into it. And I know why I can't mow for under $35. I know why I can't do that.
Yeah, I call it maintaining a level of operations. And that's like a term I use. You have to maintain a level of operation. And if your overhead is here, but just to get the accounts, you're going to charge down here, and you can't afford to pay this because you're cheapening it doesn't work, man. That's how a lot of line guys, I see it all the time. That's how a lot of guys go out of business. That's why they sell their business, because they can't afford to be in business anymore, because they don't maintain that level of operation. You have to, dude, we pay like $1,700 a month every 4 weeks just for insurance on all the trucks. Like, that's insane. Like, you have your life, but you have all of this stuff, and the workers' comp, the payroll, the shops, like all this stuff. If you're not charging enough money to pay for that, man, you're not maintaining a level of operation. Like, you can't survive that way. So I think all of this stuff that all of us do partake in, Instagram, you don't even have to be on YouTube. Like, the amount of info that's out there is ridiculous. And I have seen it lift a curve, honestly, when it comes to pricing stuff. I can feel a change in the force, man. Like, it's helping. Like, a lot of people are gaining a lot of knowledge, and I'll keep sharing forever, man. Once you stop learning, that's when you die. That's how I feel about it.
Solo was asking me how many lawns I'm cutting a week. I'm a hair over 50 a week. I have 7 that are in my neighborhood on my street that I don't count. I have about 50 that I travel to. And I kind of want to knock that back as well, because sometimes, at least when Monday comes, I feel overwhelmed, because I'll sit there and I'll look at the weather schedule and all this. How am I going to get all this done? Right now, the weather's nice, so I'm able to knock out a ton of properties in one day. But once that heat comes and that summer and it just slows you down, I don't know. I just kind of get in my own head sometimes. But right around that 50 to 55 is a great number for me as a solo guy weekly. Any more than that can get stressful with the weather. Any less than that, I just want to make more money.
Yeah, that's a lot. I agree with Derek. That's a lot. That's a lot, man.
It is. But the best part about what I can do, there's literally days where I can mow 18 properties in one day, just because everything is so close, man. I live in Kansas City. I got some of these neighborhoods where there's like hundreds of thousands of houses, and it's just and it just goes by so fast.
Yeah, it's when you can condense them like that. I know a lot of people get into the whole like condensing is where the money's at, because there is a lot of money in condensing.
It really is.
I had 63 in one neighborhood. I had 47 in another neighborhood, and it took 3 days to do all of those homes with 3 of us, with me and 2 guys. And it's because they were condensed. Like, I would mow, take hedge trimmers with me and a blower. I would trim everything out, blow it out. I would mulch it up, mow the grass, and they came behind me with edgers, weed eater, spray, and blow. And like, that's how we literally just like plowed through these neighborhoods. We would do 63 homes in a day and a half.
Yeah,
and then we do the 47 homes in the other day and a half. So it's but the condensing it works really good. But I always tell people, don't be afraid to to drive elsewhere, man. Like, you can start condensing properties. A lot of guys just won't leave their neighborhood. And I get that. I really do get that. And why should you? Like, if you were, cause I know a lot of you guys, man, you have like this, you have this area, you have all the homes you need. Like, and I think that's great. For us, it's hard to understand that because we live in such a big city. Jacksonville is the largest land-wise in America. So it's just hard to imagine staying in like one spot. I don't really know of anybody here. It's because it's so vast. But I guess kind of jealous in a way that y'all do have that, because we have a lot of dense stuff here. But we're so big that it's not. I don't really know of anybody that sticks to like one or two neighborhoods like you guys. I've seen some of you guys do up there. I think it's awesome that y'all can do that, man.
And just to reiterate on this, the people trying to negotiate you down every time you have to stand firm for your price, that's something that goes back into the whole ignorance thing. At that time, I didn't know any better. So when I think, hey, will you do it for $25 in my head, I go, man, that's $25 I'm getting for however long this will take me. That's not true. Out of that $25, I didn't know that I'm probably only going to make $1.02 out of that.
Yeah.
At the time, I don't know. But now that I know my numbers, I understand that it's not that I don't want to or wouldn't do this cheaper. It's that I can't. I cannot. It's that kind of thing. Oh, my God. Look at this right here.
Oh, what's up? Martin in the house.
Martin in the Motown.
There's a market for the cheap $20 guy and a market for us. And I agree with him, because there are people that don't want to spend that money because they literally cannot, but they don't want to do the lawn themselves. They can't afford to go out and buy something, so it's cheaper for them. 100%. What they could spend in a year on a cheap mower, they can just pay a low priced service. And a lot of these people that are 19 or $20, man, like they don't even want a lot. They're like, dude, if you just mow it and like edge it every once in a while, you know what I mean? Like, I don't knock those guys either, man. There is a place for
100% a place.
But what I think we all do is provide, like you're saying, awareness to what your potential is. That's the thing. Like, I've been doing this a little bit, and I've learned a lot from watching everybody and reading comments and talking to guys that have been doing this way longer than me, like Johnny Moe. And like, I have really learned a lot from people that comment on our videos. I've watched your videos and seen comments, other people's. Like, I love reading everybody's version or how they do something, the way that people want to price something. I have had so many things that we do change because of comments that I have read, and it's made me go, oh, never thought about doing that.
Yeah. Sometimes I think that side of the community, like the people that may not do, YouTube or Instagram or any of that, I feel I've learned more from the people that comment on my videos than I have through the videos that I watch. You won't believe how many times someone watches my video and they pick something out and I go, I never thought of that, man. Let me do that. Like, it's just, it's crazy because they can kind of follow you along your day. And especially working on Project Scag. Someone earlier asked me about Scag. You won't believe the amount of information I learned from the community telling me things about this machine that I had no idea about.
Yeah. When I first got my Hustler, I was just like, dude, this thing only goes in half-inch, increments. It doesn't do quarter-inch or whatever. This guy was like, you big idiot. He was being funny. He goes, listen, you big idiot. You turn the plate around and that gives you a quarter-inch. I'm like, dude, I had no idea. So it's good for so many things, man.
Dude, Moco's in the house. Moco's the epitome of charging people, man. He goes, I charge more for just having to charge more for something.
Oh, that's so funny. David saying, Wally, do you go as far as Nocatee? My wife and I looked at some houses there. So Nocatee is a neighborhood that's become its own city. So developers bought 30 square miles is what they bought out. And they literally built an entire community of homes, like really nice area. So David, we go down. That's like St. Augustine area. Yeah, we go down that way. I like Nocatee a lot. We all actually almost bought a house down there. It's just a really cool. It definitely feels like it's its own place. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't want to be a part of St. Augustine or Jacksonville, so it's Nocatee. You know what I'm saying? So like they've got their own water parks in the neighborhoods. Their own shopping centers, their own schools. Like it's definitely like they could put a wall around Nocatee and have their own world there. That's kind of like what it's like.
Where were we at down in Florida, Wally, when we were just down there?
Jupiter.
Is that a long ways away from where you're at?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's about 4 hours. Yeah.
Oh, so definitely not in your mowing circle.
Definitely not my mowing circle. That place is gorgeous though, man.
Dude, a lot of
Yeah.
money down there. Definitely a lot of money down there.
Yeah, the fees are really high. That's the other thing, David, about Nocatee. I think that they're a little proud when it comes to their fees, and the property taxes are ridiculous, man. Like the property taxes can be a mortgage, like a loan down there. So, like
That's crazy.
Andy, it's St. Johns County, man. Like, and so many people move to Florida, especially like Nocatee, Ponte Vedra area. John Travolta, everybody lives around here. Like, it's insane. Sarah McLaughlin's got a house here. Kobe Bryant had a house down here. Everybody's got a house
Tiger
around.
King.
Everybody's got a house in Florida
Carol
because Florida,
Baskins.
you homestead in Florida and your taxes are cheaper on everything else as long as your main house is in Florida. So that's why pretty much anybody that's making that 7 and 8 figures owns a house in Florida, and that's their primary thing. Yeah, I love watching Martin's Motown. I love because I love watching different countries and seeing how everything happens down there, and how they mow and all that.
Oh,
And I'll tell you, man, when I watch Martin's channel, like it feels like he's in Florida when he's mowing. That stuff is like jungle. It's like crazy.
oh, yeah. He's got my same kind of mentality when it comes towards the way that he like his styling and editing and stuff. The music, man. It's like I hated watching mowing videos, but I can always watch his videos just because he incorporates that swaggy, rhythmic 80s style, old school hip hoppy kind of feel to it. And I love that stuff, man.
My videos suck. His are
I
awesome.
can't stand your videos.
I don't even watch them.
Dude, you don't know how many times have you tried to sign into your YouTube account and said, sorry, your username and password? That's me trying to log into your stuff just to delete all your videos because I cannot stand them.
Yeah, I'm the same. I feel the same thing. I just say, just shut them all down and go watch Motown. Shut them all down. Go watch Motown.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go through Motown's videos. I'm gonna download them all and just re-upload them on my YouTube channel.
My daughter plays lacrosse. For her to play for a good school, we would have had to drop at least $500,000 to get her in that school. Yeah, they're proud, bro. Like you could spend $500,000 in Nocatee. You can drive 20 minutes or 15 minutes north and spend half of that and get the same house.
That's crazy.
You guys mow single home other than big properties? We used to, man. I used to do 280 homes, and I got out of homes, and I'm all into large stuff. But I've told Leah this. I want to get back into residential, and maybe 6-7 more years. Like I want to go back and just do residential stuff, downscale. The commercial stuff, man, is not for the faint of heart. It's cutthroat. It's you have a $10,000 a month account, and then you will lose that account having nothing to do with you. All because we just quit doing one that was, dude, we just quit doing a big one, and we had the place for a year, and a big company underbid us by $13,000 a year. And that's how cheap some of these people are. It's like, it's not cheap. It's a big price difference. It's $1,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? It's like this stuff happens. It's so cutthroat, man. So with the homes, I do miss that part because the loyalty is unsurpassed. You know what I mean?
Right.
We do have commercial properties where they love us. We've been there 3 years. You know what I mean? They put our name at the front of their entrance, maintained by Beach River Landscape, but you just don't get that often. I try to bring that like homeowner mentality to the commercial landscape side. And I think that's why we do really good. Cause dude, we go up against like Brickman, Yellowstone, Davies, Brightview. That's who we're in there bidding, against. And nobody has any idea how small we are. You know what I'm saying? Like they just have no idea, man. But there's just so much, like you have to have a pamphlet like this when you go in and bid these properties. So here's what you got to do. You have to, when somebody asks you or you ask and they say yes, and you want to bid these big properties, you have to have already visited that property, already analyzed that property, already have answers from them before you walk in here. Well, I noticed this section by the tennis courts was blah, blah, blah. This is what I would do. If you walk in there and be like, I've made this mistake, and oh yeah, I would just love to maintain it. No, I haven't like walked the property, but I've surveyed it, and like it's just crazy. It's a whole different game, man. It's
literally
nuts.
a job interview.
It's a job interview. Yeah, it literally is, man.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much 90% residential, 10% commercial. The main thing I love about residential is I love building like long-term business relationships. Yeah. There's so many clients I have, and say I'm mowing a property for like $45. Guy will knock on the door, like, hey, we're in the neighborhood. We can do it for 30. And these people say, no, I got Andy. He's my dude. He's here every week. I love this guy. And it's kind of that same. I love that feeling of kind of like stability with a job, like what you're saying. Like you get these HOA contracts, someone comes in, takes it out. What are you going to do? With the residential stuff? I'm almost 95% sure I'm going to have these certain amount of clients next year because I've built an awesome rapport with these people.
Yeah, and the difference is they're not required by law to seek 3 bids, and commercial properties are required by law to seek bids. So it's like opening a candy store. Like, you wouldn't have thought about that candy had the door not opened. You know what I'm saying? But since the door is forced open and you're forced to walk in there, you're forced to explore. And so, it's any one little thing, no matter how much they like you, it could be one of your staff that just rubbed them the wrong way that they didn't like. They're like, I love Wally, I love Beach River, but I cannot stand that guy. And I never knew that. You know what I'm saying? And then
you're like, which guy? What guy are you talking about?
Not the dude at the window, right?
Not the Twig and Berries guy over there, is it?
there's just so much. And no, Martin, I wouldn't keep anything. I think once I decide to go back to residential, if that happens, because there's just so much money in the big condo stuff. But once I do that, I would want to be done with it. I wouldn't sell any of the contracts. I believe in selling large scale residential contracts or, accounts, but I don't really believe in selling commercial accounts. Because most of the contracts, they can have a 30-day correct, a 30-day out. So 60 days, if they really want you out, they can fire you. So residents aren't likely to just get rid of you because you changed companies. They'll trust your reference. Like we had 30 something lawns left. I gave them I literally knew 3 different landscapers, lawn guys. And I was like, hey, do you want these? I'll give these to you. I'm not going to sell them to you. You can just have them. And every single one of those clients retained the 3 guys that I referred, but that's not the case when it comes to the commercial stuff. They just go, all right, well, that's fine. You're selling. Well, we're just going to go find our own guy. They don't want to be forced into something. With the residential stuff, it's always been a lot easier. Say, hey, this is who I recommend because, like you're saying, Andy, there's that personal relationship. Yep. We visit these people's houses and their families. I've watched kids grow up doing lawns. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like we visit their home, 50 plus times a year sometimes, so we're there more than anybody next to the mailman. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we're always there. We build these relationships with people, but they either value your relationship, man, or they don't at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I also carry a lot of other stuff in my trailer with me that I know is like common problems in the area. Like I'll carry some screws, I'll carry a little screw gun, blah, blah, blah. I'll fix little parts of the fence if I know they're broken while I'm doing my job and stuff. It just gives them that feeling of knowing that you're actually paying attention to their property. You're doing these things going above and beyond what you need to do. And that goes a long way, man, because I feel the same way. Corbin says he just bought a 2020 Pro Stance 52. Congratulations. Awesome machine. My favorite blade, still the Sten's high lift. I love the Scag replacement blades on that mower for my area. But like I said, it's all area relative. We talked about that earlier in the video today.
I like the laser edges, man. Those things are the bomb, dude.
See, and what's awesome, I got those and they work. Like when they're sharp, dude, the suction, everything is good. They go dull so fast in my area. It's so fast.
Yeah, man, we're in the sandy soil and they don't, dude. They last like a good 80, but I don't know what you're calling fast. Like for us, we can't get 100 hours on blades down here.
I would say a couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks, they're done.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Ours last longer than that.
Because you're talking about the self-sharpening ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have no self-sharpening. There's no self-sharpening to them. It just that edge just kind of rolls over. We don't have sand at all.
Because you don't have a sandy soil. No. See, down here, man, dude, those things rock. Those things. You know what's weird is they disappeared off of social media. Their last post was last October, man, since what's her name got in an accident on the way to GIE, and she got in an accident. She was fine from what I heard, but yeah, they have not been on social media. I would talk to them all the time. I can't get a hold of them. Like they have disappeared, man. It's just kind of crazy.
Average price for a quarter-acre property in my area, anywhere between 40 and 45. I will not drop my trailer gate for less than $40, period. I can't do it. Won't do it.
Well, that sand sharpens them, I guess. Yeah, it definitely helps. I feel like I like getting to know customers, and there are some that we have sent customers to their business to. Yeah, I like the camaraderie, man. I've definitely, you know what movie it was? Y'all remember Christmas Story? Is it Christmas Story? Gimbals.
Shoot your eye out, kid.
No, not the Christmas Story. What do you call it? Gimbals. Where the Macy's parade.
Are you talking about the elf?
No. It's the old school one. Macy's.
National
Um,
Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
no, it's a serious one, man. Where
That
it's the
is the
Santa
most
Claus.
serious movie I've ever seen in my
Santa
life.
Claus, and he's in New York. And they Chris
Miracle
Kringle's
on
on
35th Street.
Miracle on 34th Street. Yeah, when
That's
he
not
was
bad.
in like Gimbals and he recommended like another toy store, and then the guy in the toy store got mad, but then the customer came up and said, "I love the fact that he referred me to somebody and he wasn't being stingy. You have me as a customer for life." I mean, that stuff really does work, man.
Yeah.
That like that whole kind of mentality stuck with me. I refer people all the time.
Same here all the time. I'll get them in my emails. They'll go to my website. Hey, how much to do this, do this, for mowing service? We're looking for chemical weed and feed and all this. And I'll go, hey, just to let you know, I'm 100% lawn maintenance. What I do is specialize in mowing. If you're looking for a full service company, I recommend a company like da-da-da. And usually I'll get an email back going, thank you, sir. You went above and beyond. I will give these people a call. It's just, even without servicing them as a client, you're providing a service for them by just, being an honest, humble human being. It's like, if I can't do it, I'll help you find someone who can. That's not a problem.
Yeah. And Chris, to answer your question earlier, it ranges, man. I'm not going to try and act like it's $40 a yard on average here for a quarter acre lot. It depends on what it is. So you got to remember, down in Florida, we don't have basements like a lot of you guys have, right? So in order to keep the foundations cool in Florida, you will notice that almost every single home, at least when they are built, has hedges around every single house. And the reason those hedges are there is to cool the foundation down, which helps the electric bill and all that stuff in the summertime. So our quarter of an acre lot on average down here is probably going to be a little bit more than normal because every home has dense hedges around the house. So, and I noticed that when I drive through the Midwest and all that, it's not a thing up there. Down here, that's why it is. And I never realized that until I did landscaping and realized that was the thing. So, I mean, it will range anywhere from $30 to $100, a cut for a quarter acre lot. Depends. I've had quarter acre lots that I charge almost $400 a month for down here. So it just depends on what is on the lot. Florida is, you just got to remember, man, down here is different. Louisiana, South Georgia, Florida, it is like the Amazon. You know what I mean? So everything's super dense. The landscaping in Florida, though, bar none, is the most ridiculous crap ever. People that move to Florida think that they have to landscape like Disney. And I love Disney, but I loathe Disney for that reason. How many times do you think somebody said, I want my landscaping to look like Disney? That's a problem in Florida. It's become an epidemic with homeowners. They think that their house should look like Disney. And every elderly lady goes to Ace Hardware and picks like 20 different plants that have nothing to do with each other, that don't grow well together. Like it's insane down here, man. It's ridiculous.
I'm going to go back into Chris's question real quick. He says he only gets 30 to 35 here in the Ann Arbor area. Now, when I was saying like 40 to 45, that's me. I bet the average is probably 30, 35, but me being a solo guy, knowing I'm only going to take on these 55 properties a week, I get to be very picky and very choosy. I know what value each one of these spots on my schedule needs to represent, and that's how I kind of roll it. But the average probably is 30 to 35. Just I choose to do it this set way because that's kind of how I need to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I've had lawns down here that I've had lawns where I cut $115 a month because there was nothing to them.
Yeah, nothing going on. You're just mowing and leaving.
Nothing there. It's just like maybe 9-10 minutes. Like I'm done. And it's quarter acre lots. The hedges weren't even growing. It was going to be another year or two before they started growing because it's all new construction. And like the house took up mostly the entire lot. So it definitely just depends, man. It just depends.
Yep.
I actually do. There is something that I'm working on. It'll probably never come to fruition. But is an app that I'm working on that is for this, that is kind of, it'll come to this point. This will probably never happen. So if somebody's got the money, they could just take the idea. But it's a national database of thousands of landscapers would have to be a part of it. That helps with that. Something that gives the national average or the average for your city, for a quarter acre up to an acre, for your state. You know what I'm saying? Where you can, the better cutting mowers in that particular city or that particular state, right? Based off of ratings, people can go put little, small reviews for pieces of equipment, like things of that nature, man. Because we share so much, basically everything that we do when we're online, like, in an app on your phone.
How long will it take for you guys to service a 1/4 acre block solo? If you're talking mowing, trimming, edging, blowing, leaving, I'm probably within that 20-minute range, because in those neighborhoods, it's literally just a square cookie cutter lawn, not much going on, in and out. I can take a little time if I want to, if I'm chilling, feeling that day, depending on what's going on in the old headphones. But the average is in that 20-ish minutes mark, depending on how fast I'm trying to work.
I'd agree, even down here, but down here we probably do more spraying for weeds than y'all do up there. I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't spray at all, dude. I just
Yeah.
I just do the maintenance. That's it.
Yeah, so I would probably say 1/4 acre. Probably, if we're trimming a lot of hedges, though, then we're probably in about 30 minutes. Trimming hedges and spraying weeds and everything.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, dude, it used to take me 5 hours to mow 12 lawns because there was that much work to do, but by myself. That's a long time, man.
Oh yeah. See, and that's
5
why
hours to do 12 lawns.
yeah, see, and that's why I've specialized my business in this way, to where literally I mow, trim, edge, blow. That is it. Because I know what I can do in that week. The minute someone wants a landscaping job or me to do like a hedge trim job that's going to take me like an hour, that messes up my whole week. So it's not my thing. Anything that has to do with like landscape maintenance, I sub that stuff out. I mow every week. My schedule is what it is. Can't really take on more. That's why, like when he was saying earlier, that's a lot. How are you doing 55, 60, whatever you're doing in a week? How are you doing it?
Because that's a lot if you're down in the south, and
exactly
mandatory.
Yeah, because all I do is mow, trim, edge, blow, leave. Like that's my thing. So that's how I can mow that many in a week. But if I had to do the hedge trimming and stuff like you guys do on every property, I couldn't do it. There's no way I could do it. Or I'd be working Sunday to Sunday.
It's a lot, man. I mean, we're breaking out ladders to do viburnums. You know what I mean? They're like 12 feet tall, and I don't really have a lot of viburnum up north because they can't handle the cold. But we have hedges down here, bro, that like grow ridiculous. And trimming, you'll have a yard with hardly any grass, and the trimming will take you 35, 40 minutes just to trim the place with hedge trimming. You know what I mean? Like,
and how much money are you making on that? How much money are you making on that, you think?
I mean,
I really don't pay attention to this stuff too much.
Yeah, no, it depends. It just depends. We'll either price it to mower, or we're going to price it to trim it. You know what I'm saying?
Now, say you're taking on a job that's just maybe like a landscape cleanup. And when I say that, I'm talking about trimming hedges on a property, things like that. Do you bid those jobs as hourly of how long you're going to be there, or do you do it by what the job is? Like, hey, there's 20 bushes, I charge this much per bush, or are you kind of going off of how long you're going to be there?
I typically go by how many guys, how long I'm going to be there. So I don't go by, and people have a great system where they use per hedge and all that. That doesn't work. I've tried that. It just doesn't work. So I look at the job. I'm just like, this is going to take two dudes about 3 hours, and they're going to pay about $400 for that. So, and I have to charge them, for taking everything away and all that stuff. So the bigger the equipment, definitely the more money I've been charging. So since we've owned a dump truck, people are paying for that. Like,
oh, for sure.
And the thing is they know it too. Like when I tell them we have a dump truck that we bring here, the funny thing is a key word that automatically translates to more expensive. You know what I'm saying? If you have a dump trailer, like I'm gonna bring my dump trailer, like, and it's not trying to sell or scam anybody. It's trying to make them understand that you have expensive equipment and it's not cheap to drag it out and to use it. So any chance I use to say, we'll bring the dump truck out here, like I'm telling you, like I don't have anybody that argues with me when it comes to money, whenever I use the word dump truck.
Yeah, and that should go with all specialized equipment. If you got to use a dingo for a mulch job, someone needs to be paying for that, whether it's the rental fee or whatever. But to go into like what he's saying, like Andy's mow and go stuff, exactly. Because how can I compete with Beach River when he has 3 guys go up to a job for a hedge trimming thing and they're in and out in 30 minutes, and it takes me 2 hours to do the same job they did, and I have to charge for that. So my prices are going to be ridiculously higher than what he can do it for. And that's a big reason I don't bid a lot of that stuff, because I know I'm going to be crazy higher than any other company is, because it's just me.
Yeah, and and you got to want to do it, man.
I hate doing it. I hate it.
Don't like, money's money, but at the end of the day, man, like happiness is definitely first. And you got to want to do it. Like I love trimming hedges, man, but one thing I hate doing is like a 15-foot wall of viburnum, and you have to move up and down the ladder, man. That's one thing I can't. That's probably if I had to pick one thing that I hate more than anything, it's laddered hedge trimming.
See, and I guess I would take that back. I don't hate doing it. I like hedge trimming because it's the same thing. You get to be creative. There's an end goal to what it is. I hate going to the dump. I hate hauling stuff somewhere. I can't stand that stuff.
My dump truck's full right now. It's been sitting there. It's full.
He's like, it's going to stay full until I have to dump it.
1 to 2 times a season. Dude, that's nuts.
Dude, that's the same here. Spring and fall.
On average, the least is 12. The least.
That is crazy.
Yes, the least. That's how it grows, though, man. You know, you can't. If I told people I'm only going to trim twice, I wouldn't even get the property. But y'all don't grow the same way, though. You know
no,
what I mean?
We got a lot of little boxy things, yew bushes, but you guys got some extravagant landscape stuff. You know, like some crazy stuff.
Everybody wants to be Disney. That's why everybody thinks that they're Disney World. That's why, man.
Just ship them a princess dress and say, "Get to it."
It's absolutely ridiculous. You know what I'm saying, Andy? It's ridiculous. I
agree.
Yeah, but whatever, man. It is what it is. You know, everything being different makes everything better. You know, I get really interested in the Midwest and up north when it comes to lawn maintenance and landscaping. I've been up north and seen some landscaping that was breathtaking that I wish I could do down here, but we just can't use those plant materials down here. You know?
Yeah. And what's crazy, like a lot of the guys in the South, they'll like comment on my videos or my Instagram or whatever, like, how do you stripe those properties like that? We can't do that at all. And to me, that's just mowing. That's just what our grass does here. If I mow, it does this. And it's relative. It's just all about the grass. Like it's not the machines necessarily that much.
We stripe good in Florida when after it's rained. Like when after it's rained, then you can pop them out. But I don't mow to stripe, even though I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like it. But ideally, I mow in stripes because it's geometrically the most efficient way to do it. Like that's really why I mow in stripes, because quickest, you know, way from one point to another is a straight line. You know what I mean? So
for sure.
That's why I do everything in stripes. I mow the properties really fast.
Yeah.
So
and it's good to have a routine. It's good to have a routine for mowing.
Yeah. I walk about Andy. I say to customers, "Huh? A walk about Andy?"
He's kind of saying the same thing. Like he'll like do jobs like that and just say he won't be able to take it. He doesn't have a vehicle to take those things.
Oh,
I hate having to charge. Like to me, it's kind of like just picky stuff. Like, hey, on top of this ridiculous price I have to charge you, I also have to charge you a $45 dump fee. And it's like it's just constant.
Yeah, it is, man. But you know, it is what it is. We have the equipment, so we'll do things. You know, we have the dump truck, we have the leaf debris loader. It's crazy, man. I'm the only one in Jacksonville they have sold a Scag debris loader to. It's like unreal that nobody owns a leaf vac system in this town. I have never seen one since I've lived here, and I'm the only one that has one. But dude, we get leaves that drop like crazy. The problem is here with leaves is I don't know how it is really up there. From what I've seen, it seems like they drop and then they stop. Right.
Yeah, it's usually done by like it can start October and end in November. Like it's about that month.
You know, yeah. Here it starts in October and it doesn't end until about May. Yeah. And it's just oak leaves every single week. Like
dude, oak mites. Oh.
Yeah, we do this mile-long road, dude, and it's like we're on our 6th leaf cleanup, like the 6th one. Like it's nuts.
So much.
Gotta roll, guys. Later, Martin. See you later, brother. I go all squirrel on the mower, so I prefer to do the trimming. I don't like mowing. I do the primarily. I have the crew leaders mow or I mow.
That's awesome.
When I am mowing with the guys, I prefer whoever is in charge to do all the mowing, because if you mow, then you're seeing every square inch of the property. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like whoever's in charge to do all the mowing. You can see everything. Here in Orlando, it's a little round reddish pink leaves that are everywhere. Reddish pink leaves. I'm trying to think of what trees those are.
I'm gonna say Japanese something.
Yeah, let's see. Only if those low cuts. Yeah, only if those customers would unlock the damn gates.
Dude, Martin, we'll see you later, man. Martin, we'll see you later.
Martin, see you later, Martin. That's my Australian brother there. Yeah, those gates, man. But
you know it's even worse than the unlockable gates. The people that have like 800 zip ties and bungee cords wrapped around their wooden fence to keep them together. I can't stand that. Just fix it,
dude. My oh man, sorry, you should see my right calf muscle from going in the one Wednesday, dude. Like it was like something jumped up and went across my calf
Scratched you.
muscle because the yards are so thick. There's like, dude, I call this place the workers' comp nightmare, bro. There's like tires, old jet skis in people's yards. There's like old tables, scrap metal. Like I literally don't want employees going in some of these backyards, man.
Yeah,
Like
without a tetanus shot.
I know.
He said, I don't know what they are, but they suck. It reminds me of that quote. What kind of gun is that? I don't know what kind of gun it is. I just know the sound it makes when it takes a man's life.
Yeah, I took my Taurus G3 today that I got, and man, I think it's pretty sweet. It's pretty awesome.
Taurus G3.
Yeah, my brother Smith and Wesson, like his, I noticed that his kickback was crazy smooth. It was creepy. Like
what Smith and Wesson was it? Shield.
Ferris. I thought my brother said. I don't know what it is. That's 9mm. I'm not sure which one it was, but dude, it is just so smooth. You know, the Taurus G3 for being such an inexpensive firearm, like it was great. Oh, this is pretty sweet. But man, it was creepy using his. It was so smooth. It was really creepy. But I noticed I was more accurate with my G3 though, which was weird.
Is the G, because I don't know what Smith and Wesson is, the G3 a full frame pistol or like a small subcompact?
They call it's the full size. Like it's
like a 4-inch service model.
Yeah, it's not like officially a full size, but it's about the same size as, you know. So it looks like a full size to me. So
I was like, because I noticed a lot of that with the pistols I shoot. If it's a full size gun, I can manage the recoil way better than something that's subcontract or EDC carry, because you can barely hold on to him, dude. I'm holding on to it with 2 fingers.
Yeah, no, but his is we're the same size. It's like the same, but man, it's just it was just creepy how smooth it was, man. But yeah, it was weird. I was more accurate with mine, even though it kicked back a little harder. Man, such a stress reliever, though, dude. It really
is, man. I want to go shoot so bad with all this social distance. I got 4 guns in my safe that I have not shot. I've never shot them yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think he just got something that's like an AR-15, but it's not one. I don't know what it is. I'm not like a gun specialist. Yeah. My dad used to have every gun underneath the planet. He used to make me shoot him, and I hated it, man. It would hurt so bad, and I'm like 5 or 6 years old. Like it caused a lot of pain. Like I never wanted to be around one again like ever.
See, I'm that way with shotguns. Shotgun's my favorite gun of all time, and I love shooting clay pigeons. But yeah, your shoulder will get to you by the time you're done, depending on how long you want to stay out there.
Yeah, it's a good stress reliever, like surfing. Dude,
surfing was a stress reliever for me in Cali. Just watching the people surf, it was so peaceful and so awesome. Like, dude, so cool.
You can have back issues. I have really bad back issues, man, and that's just something I'm gonna talk about. I got this video I'm gonna do about because we never talk about back issues when it comes to mowers. That's a legit
thing. For sure.
There are people that have had surgery that are damaged for the rest of their life because of back compression. Sitting on a mower the whole time.
I think that's why I like the stand-on platform.
Yeah, I'm never buying another sit-down mower again. Now, after I'm on, because the Pro Stance was my first stand-on mower that I owned. I have demoed tons of stand-on mowers, but until you own one and you're using it all the time, ever since then, I go from a stand-on to a sit-down. I have the nastiest like pain through like my butt into my right leg from like nerve pain, you know, like for my back, and it stays for days now. And it wasn't there until I started mowing on a stand-on. And then going to that, I always had back pain though. The Cheetah probably has probably the most comfortable sitting carriage I've ever sat on. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with the Cheetahs, but where your foot, that whole carriage moves from the seat to where your foot goes. It's all one unit.
Kind of like the Toro MyRide system.
Is it? Yeah, the whole thing moves on like a motorcycle strut like style coilover, and it's just awesome, man. The whole thing moves, and it's definitely the most comfortable thing. The John Deere 915 I'm using is the most painful mower I've ever used, hands down, in my life. But a stand-on mower for bad backs, man, it's from somebody that's had. I was supposed to have mechanical disc put in my back. The stand-on mower, I wish that I would have bought them a long time ago. I don't know why I was against them. I really don't.
I call it freedom. Because even standing,
Yeah.
you can still bend your knees and move around, and you see
Yeah.
a bump coming, dude. You can absorb it.
You're like, yeah, it
Just out
is,
there
man.
breakdancing for no reason on
You
your
know,
standing.
you do the orangutan motorcycle deal. You're just like, pop
The
down.
ape, do you get ape hangers?
Yeah, man.
You
I
look like
just
you're on one of them Nordic tracks.
Yeah, I have a guy, and I actually bought out. I bought 113 lawns from this guy years
Dang.
ago, and I bought it for like 150 grand. Gave him like a bunch of money down, and then paid him every month, and paid it off in 11 months. And his back was done. Like he had it was like 16 years of mowing, and of course 16 years. Well, it'd be 20 something years ago. They didn't have the nice seats that they have now. You know what I mean? So he has just spinal damage, from just constantly sitting down and his back coming down. And we just don't hear anybody talk about that, man. Like it's a real thing. Like Hoffman's saying back issues are major. I've been doing this since 98. I'm sore, lawn care, and landscaping. Well, I'm sure you know about stand-ons, man. And I'm a stubborn dude. I'll admit it. And 13 years, I didn't own my first stand-on until last year. You know what I'm
See, and
saying?
I'm just the opposite, dude. I started with standers, so I never really had the sit down issues. I just knew from the beginning what Kansas City's like. It's like, man, I am not getting up. I'll be damned if I'm getting up off this mower 872 times a day to pick up trash and stuff.
It's
Ain't
annoying, man.
Ain't happening.
As a non-lazy person, it makes you just like, dude, I don't feel like getting up. And you're just like, oh, dude, you're just sitting on your butt. And that's the problem, though. Like your body just does not want to keep getting up and sitting down like that lift. It has nothing to do with being in shape or being out of shape. It's just that it's the mentality of your body. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I wish that I would have done them a long time ago. They're cheaper. They're shorter. They're smaller overall.
They're so nimble.
Lighter. Yeah, man, I will never buy another sit down. I'm demoing a whole bunch of stuff, that's cool for different reasons. Man, I'm waiting for that new bush hog, that brand new bush hog that was at they brought it to the Lawn and Landscape Society event we had as this brand new bush hog. That thing is nasty looking, dude. It's a sit down, but like I'll be demoing that soon. Like I'll keep demoing stuff, but to purchase, I'm not going to buy another sit down mower probably ever again.
Yeah, I'd say throughout business for me, dude, the one thing that always killed my back was trimming. Like they're just so awkwardly dumb made, the way trimmers are set.
Yeah.
And when I got the Darwins grip, I was surprised on how much that helped me with that. It's just crazy because that was the one thing. Trimming down hills at angles, you're just all whacked up and goofy.
Yeah.
Kill my back, man.
Edgers, that Darwin's grip,
100% edging.
to just stick
straight up.
Yeah, like my boobs
and you
on.
can just walk. You can just walk straight and go.
It's creepy. It's kind of like I feel like an ape that's walking upright.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it looks stupid when people see him, but I don't care, dude. I've never been so impressed with something that actually helped me throughout my day.
I agree, man. I think those things are legit. I have a few sitting around the shop, man, and I'll have to confess, I still have not hooked one up to a weed eater.
Oh, really?
They're on the edgers though. My guys don't want to try it on the weed eater. Like they're like,
it took me about a week or two to get used to.
Yeah, because they're just like, man, we just, just that low center of gravity feel with the hands right there in the grip. They're just like, I don't know about that. I'm like, well, they're here if you ever want to try them.
And the other thing I do on it, like say here's your trimmer like straight over the top of it. I pull mine out to the side. That way I can walk with my hands away from each other. Yeah, dude. So I'm just trimming. It's almost like having the old school T-bars.
Yeah. Well,
a little bit closer.
Because I use Green Touch, you use Equipment Defender, and it's the same thing though. Like you have to have the handle kicked out anyway to fit them on the rack. Anyway.
Yeah. If you want them above each other.
But it actually does. It works better when you kick them out, when you have them out, especially when you are edging the beds and you keep your right hand on it, and you can use that wide out handle, to like it helps with edging the beds a lot.
Dude, solo, that's what I can do. You want the ape hangers on the Scag? I'll just hook 2 Darwin's grips up to the handles.
I think you need to. I love the handlebars weed eater. I tried one of those, man. I cannot. With the handlebars on it, I can't.
Maybe if you had the like shoulder strap and everything and it was just set at that position, that's one thing. Does anyone actually use the shoulder strap, like business wise? Does anyone use a trimmer with a
See
shoulder
them
strap?
on the big city highway
Angles,
one.
inclines.
Yeah, when these
Yeah.
guys are walking like a couple of miles, man. Like I've seen them do that.
I ordered
Good call.
a Milwaukee M18 grease gun, and
Damn,
it came.
that's what I
Hey,
want, dude.
it came with a shoulder strap.
Dude, Andy.
Yeah.
Hook a brother up. Man,
Dude, I
want
love it.
so bad.
It's
I
so
want
cool.
that is one battery powered thing. Like I love Ryobi as far as tools, like all my impacts, like because I have impacts, and take the tires off and all that crap, like and drills, but they don't make a grease gun, and I'm so sad. But man, hook a brother up, make a phone call. Good call about body wear and tear. I've done. He's like, I ain't calling nobody.
I'm saying I might be able to.
Install at my house one time in great shape, but was wrecked for a few days after. There's a lot of wear and tear, man, and we got to take care of ourselves because when it's said and done, man,
Yep,
it keeps you young. It does, but at the same time, it still tears you up. I'm 45, bro, and I'll tell you, I'll work circles around a 19-year-old at work, but now I feel it when I get home.
dude. See, it's crazy for me too. And some people call it like the lawn care bod. When I was younger, I used to be always at 190. I was in really good shape. But now that I'm older and married, I'm a big fat turd, dude, and I eat everything inside. But dude, I have a lot of people that'll come work with me, and their mind is blown. Like, how does this fat dude just do this? I'm like, I just put my head down and I go. But it's the same thing in business. I do a lot of things that take the fatigue out of me, such as using the stand on mowers. I got the Darwins grips on the trimmers. Because if I was sitting there beating myself up all day, there's no way I could mow as many as I do in a day. By the time 3 o'clock hit, I'd be like, dude, I am so beat and so exhausted.
Don't call my boy Andy fat. My boy Andy is stacked all the right places, son.
Dude, I'm the epitome of fat. You just see a picture of my face.
You just get your body gets acclimated to a lot of things, and
100%.
it really has nothing to do with anything, man. I have had guys with freaking 30 packs fall out of work, bro.
Yep.
I have had dudes that are in like shape where I'm just like, man, I need to watch what I'm eating, and it's like 11 o'clock. They're like, bro, I can't, dude. I'm having.
Yeah.
I've had people act like I've had a dude call 911 because he said he was hyperventilating and having muscle cramps and all that. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, that's not covered under workers' comp. But,
and that's 90% the humidity, dude. That'll just suck your life away, man.
And down here, this sounds weird, but hear me out.
I'm hearing
it. Feels hotter in the shade than it does in the sun. It feels like if you're in the sun, at
kind
least
of dries the sweat up a little bit.
Trying to like burn the humidity off of you, and when you're in the shade, dude, it feels like a big 5 finger just slaps you. Yes, yeah. What the 5 finger say to the face? Hold my weed eater. Bam.
Especially because you get the heat off the machines, the heat everywhere.
You know, here, bro, like when we used to do tons of yards, we didn't mow. Like,
and you run an enclosed trailer too, don't you?
Yeah. It's still hotter. Actually, it's less hot. I feel like I used to have open trailers, and like I feel that an enclosed trailer is a lot less warm to be in because it's not all that steel and metal wrapped around you when you're standing on top of it. Because like you can feel that stuff. Enclosed trailer, it's all just you got like a kind of a heat fog inside of it, but it's like different. You don't feel the sharp heat bouncing off all the metals, and nothing's hot when you're touching it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love enclosed all day, man.
I want to get one. I do. I like the idea of not having
on the side.
Dude, I would act like I wouldn't.
You should. You should. I think that would be.
It would just say above my head, "Who cut your lawn?" And it'd be me doing this. Andy. And underneath it say, "This guy."
Just have 2 hands coming up with your face cut out with like a stroke around it, like a white stroke. You know what I mean? Like just a icon. Yeah, dude. I think that would play. You laugh, but I'm being totally serious.
And then put a button on the side of the trailer. It says "Push me," and when you push it, it's going to play like one of my songs.
Yeah. Oh, your songs rock, man. Your songs are a bomb. Amy says it's like a sauna. It depends. It can be like a sauna. What we don't do is when we're done mowing, we don't put the mowers back in the trailers. And a lot of guys do that with enclosed trailers. The mowers go in last. That's the last thing that goes in. We'll pull the keys off of them. And we will park them next to the trailer. I don't like leaving the mowers out, but we've never had that issue. We take the keys with us. You know what I mean? But that's the last thing that goes inside of the trailer is the mower, because that's ultimately what heats the entire enclosed trailer up. Is that
And it's vented pretty good, isn't it? So as you drive, it kind of gets a lot of that air out. And
it gets more than enough, man. If you're driving from one place to the next, you're not opening your trailer to a sauna so much. Because if you're traveling that much, then your yards aren't that big. Your mower's not, running for 5 or 6, 7 straight hours. You know what I mean?
Right, for sure.
That's the thing though down here, dude. When we used to do, just doing all the lawns, and most guys won't. Like, it's so muggy down here. You don't mow. If you're doing 20 or 30, 40 yards a day or whatever, you're not putting on that air conditioner in between each yard. It'll shut you down. I'm sure it's the same.
And you won't. Yeah. Because if I put the air on from property to property, I won't want to get out of the truck.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah. You know what the best? Listen, dude.
I'd rather turn the heat on full blast. That way I get out.
I know. I recommend just the outside in general in the South. Oh yeah, Amy. Yeah, it is. It's 100%. It feels like a nasty, wet, super hot sauna. But listen, I was literally having I think it was a heat stroke, which is weird. A brown dude having a heat stroke out in the sun. But it was in the beginning when I would work way harder than I should have been working. I'm by myself, bro. I'm busting out like massive, nasty yards, dude. And I'm like power walking nonstop, hedge trimming, edging, spraying weeds, trimming hedges, and I mow last. That way it kind of mulches everything up and all that. And dude, this one day I had like white little dots that I saw everywhere. And like I got this massive headache, and then my nose just started bleeding for about 20 minutes. It wouldn't stop bleeding. I guess it was like a little heat stroke. But anyway, this dude, he's some chemist guy or some crap. He gave me, I don't know if you've ever heard of this, and y'all comment if you've ever heard of this, Gatorade and orange juice, half and half mixed in a bottle.
I've not, but I'm intrigued.
The number one thing to hydrate you is a fruit. So you have the orange juice for that. Fruits hydrate you quicker than water.
Pickle juice for sure. I heard about that.
So you have orange juice with Gatorade, which are electrolytes. So you mix those two together. Dude, something from like the movie Willow, something magical happens, man. When I drank that, I'll never forget that. Dude, it felt like little mites like jumped in your body and was cooling you down. It was the creepiest thing. And my guys do that during the summertime. When I gave it to them, dude, they tripped out. Orange juice and Gatorade, you mix it half and half. Try that when it is nasty hot. It's unbelievable. Y'all know the trick with like putting ice on your wrist, right? Do you know that?
I did not.
Oh, it works. Like if you feel like you're about to pass out and it's hot, put your hand in the cooler if you got ice in your cooler, and just bury your wrist in it, and that will literally cool the core of your body down. It works really. You learn all kinds of tricks down in Florida, son. I'm just saying.
I think I got heat stroke fishing once. That's about it.
Oh, that's nasty, man. Drink pickle juice during the day along with water to help with heat. I'm good, Amy. I'm good on the pickle juice. Amy, I'll take your word for it. Later, Jackie. But yeah, orange juice and Gatorade. That needs to be bottled and sold in a store.
Dude, why don't you make it? Come up with your own, dude.
It works, dude. It's unreal. I used what's the water with the vitamins in it? Begins with a P.
Like Propel?
Yeah, Propel. They were my clients. They lived down here in Ponte Vedra. They got mad at
50 Cent owned Propel for a minute there through the Coca-Cola company or something like that.
The guys that invented that water lived down here in Ponte Vedra or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they fired me. I was just got it started, and I messed up some of their outdoor travertine with my 36-inch mower. I had to crawl over this walkway to get to the backyard, and I was supposed to use a piece of wood, and I thought I could just dip down and pick it up, and like I chipped there.
Just throw your hands up. I'm new.
Yeah, I know. Fired.
Dude, Wally's Wonder Juice.
Yeah,
bottle it.
WWJ. Y'all knock it, but listen, when it gets hot, remember this: half orange juice, half Gatorade. Thank me later. That's all I'm saying.
No, I dig it. I see it.
I like to have the ice straight down the front of my pants.
Very small ways. Very, very small ways, I heard.
Yeah. It does work though, man. The wrist. Cool your wrist down. Either just put some ice on it or dip your hand in there to cover your wrist.
Do you guys ever use like the cool fit like snap towels or whatever that stay cold around your neck type of deal? Any of that?
lot of, I see a lot of brown dudes down here with that, and that's about it. And
Dude,
so,
nothing beats one of those really big straw hats, though.
oh man, those are the bomb. You can literally, it feels like it's 10 degrees cooler with
It
those
really
hats.
does. It really does.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that, Andy. Okay, cool. Won't be back in school until May 15th, I guess. Dang. Dude, this whole school thing with the kids, don't even get me started, man. We had to take my youngest off of the virtual stuff and put her on the printed packets. It's
Ooh.
absolute insanity, dude. It's insanity. I'm about ready to just not say what I would want to do to some of the teachers at the school, but I love the school and most of the people there, but my 10-year-old's teachers, man, nope, dude. It's just like they forgot that they teach school completely different than we were when we were in school.
Right.
So we're supposed to catch up on how they teach kids. Like, dude, I'm sitting there reading answers. I'm trying. I'm not the dumbest guy in the world. And I'm just like, dude, I can't even figure out this answer. I can't figure this out. Like, it's just, I feel bad for kids right now, man. I think
Yeah,
that
and it's all electronic too.
thing. Yeah. They got it really bad, man. Hopefully this will all be behind us any minute now.
So he was talking about the Darwin's grip, not school.
Oh, what did he say? Well, what did he say?
He said the Darwin's grips won't be in stock till May 15th. He's like, yeah, dude, school sucked, man.
Listen, you know what this is called? It's called being old. All right. Let's read something. I used one of those basket hats, like they were in China. Oh, was it a walk hat or something?
Walk, like pointed. You're like raiding off of Mortal Kombat, like you're getting ready to just throw lightning bolts at people.
Beastie Boys, yeah. With your walk, they work though, man. Those things,
100%.
You get them for like $10 at a surf shop, dude. It's good to go.
Schools
Good to go, son. They probably turn to boiling water in Florida. Yeah, no, man. Coolers are cooler. I don't care what part of the world you're in.
For sure.
Cooler works. Man. Oops, what happened? There we go. I pushed the wrong button there, Andy. Schools for fools. Schools for fools. What do you got going on this weekend? What's everybody doing this weekend?
We got rain all day today. Dude, and I'm still waiting. And like someone was talking about the Scag earlier. I'm like 98% done with that machine. I'm just waiting on parts.
Dude, that thing looks so cool, man. That thing looks ridiculous.
It's been fun. Wait till you see the I got some vinyl and stuff made for it. I'm switching my stickers up on it. You'll like it. You'll think it's funny, I bet.
Oh,
but yeah,
snap.
I just got to paint a couple things still, dude, and just waiting on a ton of parts. Some are supposed to be here this weekend. But anything I ordered from Scag is taking ridiculously long.
Hey, dude, it's nothing to do with the Corona crap because that's how anything I've ever ordered from Scag. So I just find it
getting ready to say.
Website, yeah.
Because everything I got off of eBay, everything I got off of Amazon, everything I got off of third-party sites came within 4 days. I'm talking 4 weeks waiting for one spindle cover.
Yeah. I just order everything through AgPro. They get it a lot quicker. Dude, I'm on my 4th set of casters and 2 years on my Scag Cheetah. That's insane.
Really?
$300 a set.
They're greasable too, aren't they?
Yeah. And I grease them and the bearings end up disintegrating, dude. Like it's the 4th set. And it's to a point to where I trying to get them to ask Scag what's going on, but that's not going to go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's a greasable part and all that stuff, but that's not normal. I don't care if I never greased them. To go through 4 sets of casters in 2 years, that's ridiculous, man.
Is it to the point where you wouldn't be able to even use the machine?
The tire, oh, dude, it's so bad. Like where there'll be play. It'll be like.
Are you talking about the wheel itself or like the A-arm caster to where it's up into the machine?
No. I mean the caster wheels. The wheels.
So like the what do they call it?
The internal bearings. So the bearings just disintegrate and just fall apart. And so you have the through bolt that goes through the fork. And so you have that bolt that goes through there, but then the sleeve of the caster wheel, like the bearings are shot. So the whole wheel, the front wheel moves up and down about a good half an inch.
See, on the one on mine, I actually have, I don't even know what you want to call it, dude. But so you got that bolt that goes through there in the middle.
Yeah.
I also have like a plastic thing that goes around that bolt before it's into the bearings, like another little bushing that's inside of mine.
Yeah, it's a seal.
Does yours have that too?
Yeah, they have seal.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying that way nothing's supposed to get in there, but I'm still on the 4th set of casters. It's ridiculous.
That is crazy, man.
Absolutely ridiculous. Just flip the G to a B. Huh, I must have missed that. Here's a good topic: bagging
I
grass.
got him upstairs. Dude, should I show you guys because you're live? You want to see him? I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him just to show you.
What are you getting? I missed it. We don't bag down here in Florida, man. We don't bag anything down here. If they want something bagged, it's just not going to happen. The only people I ever see bagging anything down here are like homeowners. They'll bag their own stuff, but we don't bag grass down here. We mulch it, and you don't see it when we're done mowing. What'd you get, Andy? What'd you get? What'd you get?
Here, you guys, what I'm naming my project Scag here. Start off with this.
Don't call your mower that. Hold on, we can't see it.
Dang it! Green screen.
Turn it like this. No,
Hold
just
on.
it was the light. You got to turn it at an angle. That's not it. You have to turn it. There you go. Keep going. Oh, yeah, that's sexy right there. And
That's what the vride 1 is.
Yeah. Hold on. Turn it. Okay. All right. Swag. Like Scag. That's pretty cool.
It's the swag vride, dude.
That's awesome. Where'd you get those made?
I don't remember what the site was, man. I just Googled some stuff and found some site that let me have a little bit of creative freedom. So I went with it.
Cool. So you got to create your own stickers in.
Yeah, so now I got a swag vride, man.
That's pretty cool. That'd be pretty tight.
It's gonna be funny.
What size is that?
Which one?
The one you're redoing?
It's a 52.
52? Okay.
It's got 2,800 hours on the machine itself and about 400 hours on the engine.
Ooh, I'm about to take off my Kawasaki, and I'm going to repower it with a Kohler, but I'm going to give that Kawasaki away. It's only got 86 hours on it. So 19 horsepower.
I was going to say, I was hoping you were going to say it was like a 20-something, 26.
That's 19. Dude, that's a mean engine.
So what is that? Is it the F? Is that a FR?
No, I think it's an FX.
FX 691V is like a 23 horsepower.
Or is it? Hold on, let me look it up. So, because I remember when I got it, I had the option of the smaller or the electric start, 19. So
what machine did it come off of?
36-inch vride 1. vride. Let me see.
I'm thinking it's going to be a 700 series.
Let's see. It's the 600 FX.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of right.
FX 600. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, it's a 600 FX. So it's got 86 hours on that. But yeah, I'm going to repower it with a 23 horsepower Kohler EFI on that little 36-inch, man. That's going to be a freaking brrr. And then it's like, I'm just going to give that engine away. There's got to be, I'm sure somebody that really could use an engine.
Oh, yeah. Hey, get me a Kohler. I'll get you a grease gun.
Sweet.
Sweet trade, dude.
But yeah, I'm going to end up giving that away. Somebody's got
pretty man. You see this comment right here? Ryobi has a grease gun. Says he
hold on,
his.
pretty man. I'm gonna look because I looked up Ryobi grease gun and I could not find one. And if you're telling me that I am wrong, then I'm gonna buy it right now. Ryobi grease gun. Let's see what you're talking about.
Back to a more serious topic. How are guys prepping for the coming year with all this coronavirus imploding the economy? Have you started to see any immediate effects in your business? Logged on. Dude, I appreciate you comment. And dude, I have seen you commenting on my videos and stuff for a long time. So I definitely appreciate the support. But for me, for what I'm doing, like I was saying, I don't know if you were here at the beginning, but I personally haven't noticed a dramatic change in my business. And I'm kind of on the opposite spectrum on this, like what you're saying, prepping for the coming year, the coronavirus imploding the economy. I'm being more, what do you want to call it? Optimistic, I guess. I'm in the mindset of thinking everything's kind of going to go back, maybe not to what it was, but very close. Business for me has been great, dude. I've picked up more than I've lost at all. So, I mean, it's still there for me. And luckily where I'm at isn't an area that's really being hit with a lot of the coronavirus stuff or even sicknesses in general. Because I know like, you know what, Los Angeles, New York, some of these places were getting it bad. But luckily here where I'm at, dude, it hasn't been super bad so far.
Y'all know you don't even want to ask me what I think of the whole thing. Man, I cannot believe I have looked before and I did not find it. And he's right. They have grease guns.
There
That
you
is
go.
pretty sick.
Amazon it, dude.
That is pretty sick.
Said I'll
Thanks,
only
man.
buy mowers with Kohlers.
Thanks, pretty man. They all make good engines, man. Vanguard makes good stuff.
You
Cowie
just
makes good stuff. Kohler
yeah.
makes good stuff.
I've always said it the same way. I think everybody makes a good engine. It's just all about how the person who owns it is taking care of said engine. Air
Yeah.
filters, super important things, man.
So I'll tell you, like the reason I switched, that had nothing to do with anything. Of course, we ended up having a relationship and all that afterward, but didn't start out that way. It had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
It was I had an issue. I had two issues with my Cowie. Bent crankshaft at 8 hours and some other stuff. They wouldn't warranty anything. They said it had to do with the manufacturer. Listen, dude, I have a brand new Pro Stance. Okay, it has the brand new Kawasaki EFI.
Mhm.
I haven't talked about it yet. I've been having so many issues with that EFI. It's insane. It does not. The throttle. I'll start it up. The throttle won't even respond.
Mm.
Okay, it won't even respond. Guess what Kawasaki said last Friday? It's Gravely's fault. That has nothing to do with
Gravely's fault.
And the tech from Gravely is like, dude, that has nothing to do with us. That's the PCU. That's the computer on the Kawasaki. That's my problem with Kawasaki, is that they don't take ownership for anything. It's everybody else's fault if and when there's a problem. And what I found with Kohler is the opposite. I had 600 hours on my 35 horsepower EFI, the plastic camshaft, because so I've come to learn it's pretty cool. They will take, they started the EFI thing. They invented EFI. You know what I mean? They have a closed loop system like an automobile. They own EFI when it comes to a lawnmower engine. There's no doubt about that. But they experiment, and their experiments don't always go right, but at least they try something different, right? So they tried to put plastic camshafts in the engine instead of metal ones for a bunch of reasons to help things run cooler and all that. Some of those didn't fare well. Some have like 4,000 hours on them. Mine disintegrated. Okay. Disintegrated. No questions asked. They upgraded it to the brand new version, and it was there and installed within a week.
That's awesome.
I can confidently say I would have had that luck with anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have to beg anybody. I didn't have to do anything. I made some phone calls. This is my problem. Boom. They're like, dude, if you hear of anybody else that has this issue, please direct them to us. We will take care of them. I would never see that from another. That is what switched me over right there. And that's how it's been ever since. I had a problem with fuel, the fuel pumps busting up. No questions asked. They just had the dealer, paid them to replace it, end of story, get it done. That's why I've switched. And like, if I have my choice, that's why I will only buy that. But the new Pro Stance doesn't come with an EFI Kohler. They switched to only Kawasaki, which I hope that as a consumer, I've told them myself, like I like to have an option and not to be forced into one thing. I like buying a mower and have different engine options. That's a normal thing with a mower. You have different manufacturing options. The Kawasaki EFI, I don't think is there yet. I haven't done a review on that and to talk about it yet, but it's not there yet. Like they have a ways to go. Kawasaki makes a phenomenal carbureted engine.
I was going to say, I love their carb stuff.
Yeah, but when it comes to EFI, they're not there yet. I have problems with it bogging down when I mow thick stuff. It busts up. It's got codes that run through it. So we cleared it and it runs a little better now. But the thing dumps fuel worse than the carbureted engine does.
And whatever happened to Yamaha's stuff, man? Yamaha was putting out some stuff and they just disappeared.
Well, because apparently the problems went through the roof. I love that Gravely was trying that. I was like, I love when people try things. And the problem is that when something doesn't work out, then people hate on them. And I don't think that's right. Give it to them for trying something different. You know what I'm saying? Going out of the box. But I was excited because Yamaha boat engines.
Oh, dude. Bikes.
Fell apart on the lawnmower side.
Yeah.
So,
and that was kind of a scary thing for me too. Cause like, I don't know, dealer support goes a long way. And the only big reason I was such a huge Gravely fan before I started doing Gravely is because how Rob treated me with all my purchases and stuff. So I represented his dealership as Gravely. Like, oh, these Gravely guys are killer. They do what they do. But one of the things that was scary to me is when Gravely announced them doing that Gravely engine, like your own home built engine. I'm like, man, that's scary times, man. Some of these big engine companies know what they're doing.
I think that's meant for probably, what do you think, more of the homeowner, more of the,
I would hope,
kind of like man. A cheaper Briggs and Stratton engine. You know what I mean? Something like that. Of course, it's not Kawasaki's fault. Throttle isn't part of the engine. I know, right, Chris? I know. Like, dude, the EFI light came on, and you could take the throttle and nothing. If you shut it, listen, here's why it's not mechanical. If you shut it off, and I got video of it, you start it back up, then the throttle works. You know what I'm saying? It's in the computer. Like, that's where the problem is, you know?
Yeah.
So that's just my thing with them. Why I'm not a fan. But they make great stuff. Generally speaking, just not the EFI, but they make great stuff. But I don't think any company is too big to slow down, and I think that, I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of people talk about that lately too. But
what you were talking about earlier is one of the things that drives me nuts. Like what you were saying, it's just take ownership, extreme ownership, whatever it is, take ownership. Because if a client calls you, hey, you guys didn't trim, hey, not my fault. I told my guys to do it. It ain't my fault. Nobody wants to hear that. Yeah. Nobody.
But if you think that you're the bomb, you're like, well, I don't know who you think you're talking about, but that is not us. I'm sorry. That's kind of the thing that I've run across. And honestly, I ran across that with Hustler at GIE too. And that's why I sold my Hustler. It was like, man, that really, sucked. But they got a new guy that's in charge at Hustler now. He's apparently a really sweet dude. He's really eager to, kind of put themselves out there. But I don't know, man. I think that we all switch and we all move around. I don't want the same piece of equipment. I like having different stuff.
Yep, I always got to try because there's a lot of mowers. Like there's the new Scags I would love to try. I would love to try a Wright Standard, dude. Because not just because of Wright Standard. I love Ed Wright, man. Every time I've talked to that guy, he's been the nicest guy in the world to me. So I would love to also try some of these other products because if you get stuck in that one thing, then you kind of limit yourself, no matter what it is.
I agree.
Yeah.
I tried one, and the handles on the Gravely are the best out of anything I've ever tried.
So smooth, man. They are so smooth.
This Pro Stance Ergonomics are untouchable. I've tried the new John Deere, the Ferris, the Hustler. So Gravely has that when it comes to the stand-on ergonomics.
Because some of those machines, and I bet even from your experience from trying them, some of them are just so snappy. They are so snappy.
They are. The Right. I didn't like how spread apart everything was in the two. So you got to move these back then and you got to move these. I don't like that. The two different hydro sets. Ed Wright himself, dude, you can't say enough stuff. We could spend all night.
Fantastic guy. Yeah. Fantastic guy.
I didn't like the engine lifting up and down with the deck because I did notice when it bounced.
Oh yeah.
Very, very quick to come down.
Thought of that.
I had some real bad scalping issues on this one property that I didn't have before, that I used the Pro Stance on it, but that I thought it was cool and it lifted up nice. Now, speaking of lifting decks, that's one thing I don't like on the Pro Stance. That deck handle is too much.
That's why I always just use the foot and that's it.
It's ridiculous. Well, I have to literally change and go left-handed to tight up against stuff because the handles it, like where the Scag and the Right, they have the smaller, more compressed. And like, dude, Gravely should have a more compressed deck lifting handle since they do have the foot lift. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. It's almost like an aid more than anything.
Yeah. So you have this huge elephant trunk, you know what I'm saying, coming out there to lift the deck with a foot assist. Like, I wish that they would compress that. I'm actually thinking about modifying mine, cutting it off and then putting
shorter.
Small straight one on there. Just to like mod it up a little bit. Because dude, the new Pro Stance, man, that's the dude. That thing's ridiculous. Freaking thing. Would either of you try a Spartan?
I would try it, but I wouldn't pay to try it.
At GIE, we rode them. I thought they looked phenomenal. I love,
and that's what it is, I think.
Yeah, Heim joints. I love all of that, but it was an extremely loose filling mower though, and it wasn't very comfortable.
Bad Boy was kind of the same way, man. Like when I tested Bad Boy stuff, it just felt kind of cheap and crappy. But like from the marketing standpoint, when I see that and I see Spartan or whatever, the guy who's going to buy those mowers is the guy that thinks he's also getting the girl that's there in the photo showing off the mower that's coming with it. Nobody needs a 10-foot spoiler and a dovetail on your mower. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I think that's the marketing side of it.
A lot of people know who Mark Martin is, and that's who owns Spartan. And a lot of guys buy it for the NASCAR, the guy but dude, they're cool. They have chrome exhaust, Heim joints. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
things
it's
going
all
on.
kinds of stuff. I think that they are one of the sickest looking mowers on the planet. I wish more companies would use grays on their mowers because I love gray. I wish more companies would because, especially considering they get nasty and they get dirty and everything is a bright neon color. You know what I mean? I wish that more companies would use gray because who uses gray? Altos and Spartan, and that's about it.
Dude, how fancy would you be on an all white mower?
Dad'd be pimping.
Dude,
You know
cleaning it up.
charcoal gray mower, man. I would like to take my Pro Stance apart and paint that thing charcoal gray.
Has any company ever done black, like all black mower?
Didn't Walker, they have a series that's all black, or is that all dark gray?
Oh, they might. Yeah, I'm not too.
A dark one. Scag vride 2 deck is heavy.
I was just playing if Blake came over this morning. I had to fix all his stuff for him. But he's got the 32 standard that they have. That thing is tiny. It's like standing on a push mower, man.
Yeah, that's too little, man.
So you got a push mower size with the weight of a commercial mower.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't like how bad a certain guy we didn't even talk about that dude in here. Ed Wright's a cool dude, and that whole thing was Ed Wright trying to be a nice guy. That's all that was. It was just, just got caught up in trying to do something he thought was neat and cool. And, we've all been there,
Oh, for sure.
We've all put, put money on the wrong horse, even though I've never gambled. But you know what I'm saying? Figure of speech. He meant well, he's a good dude.
Is a midlife crisis mower for sure.
Oh my God, Amy.
It's the Camaro SS.
Man, I saw a Camaro SS yesterday, and I was like, well, for some reason, that reminds me of a burger from McDonald's. I don't know how to explain it from the back.
Cheap is just cheap.
It looks like this,
Yeah, dude.
That's
it just looks like a catfish.
Yeah, it's just
Where's all the toppings, man?
Yeah, that's a Dixie property. Yeah, they had a black anniversary edition. I think Brian Shane has one. Thing looks bad, dude. It looks stealth. That black Walker, I think it's the baddest looking mower ever. What logo's on your headphones?
These are the red versus blue Halo Championship Edition. If you guys didn't know, I'm kind of a nerd. I was a big gamer back in the day. I was a semi-pro MLG Tour Halo 2 player back in the day. These are just some old headphone covers. Got them at one of the
headphone covers?
Yeah, you can pop these plates out and put different ones in there. These are from the Championship Series on Halo.
Oh, snap. I don't have anything fancy like that.
Yeah, I'm a dork. I'm a dork, man.
I try to play video games, and I can't. I try, man. I put effort into it, and I try. I think it's ruined it for me.
I got I don't know if you know what a Raspberry Pi is. It's a microcomputer. I built one, and it has every from Atari all the way up to PlayStation 1 game ever made. I have over, I think, 18,000 games on this one thing, dude. I love it. Oh, because Braden ain't got nothing to do. We'll play like Mario 3, or we'll play, some Neo Geo stuff from the arcade. I love stuff like that, man.
I'm back. Storm weakening.
See, Jackie Hall reminds me of me, dude. Pull the cars out of the garage, throw some lawn chairs up in the garage, and just watch the storms come down, man. There's something. You're so much energy. Gather your chi power.
Coolest storm I have ever seen that I was never a part of. Lightning storm was driving across Texas, outside of El Paso, man, like over the water. And it was still to this day, man, because I've driven to LA about 6 times from Florida, like straight through and back. And at nighttime, it's pretty sweet, man. You see like the lightning dancing across the sky, dude. That junk will go on for like a good 4, 5, 6 seconds.
Yep.
It's some of the craziest stuff.
Because we get the same stuff that they do. Like when you guys get the hurricanes come in, it's like one solid thing that comes through. But like when the tornado weather comes through, you'll see these clouds do some really obnoxiously crazy stuff in the sky.
Yeah. I've been through the Midwest. I didn't know what a code black was when I was at Walmart. Yeah, they're like, code black, code black. I'm like, what is that? And the next thing I know, I look out the door.
Game over.
It starts flying across the
Yeah.
thing. And my guitar player's in the van or in the little bus out there calling, and the left front tire's coming off the ground. He's screaming on the phone. And then they're like, everybody get against the wall. And I was like, I guess code black is serious. And then it was crazy. It felt like your ears were being sucked out. And then boom, nothing. Like, I guess turned out the tornado was starting above the store. And then it just, I guess, broke up. So, man, I've never experienced one, but just that right there gave me a newfound respect for that. Hurricanes, it's definitely a different kind of devastation. The good thing is we can see it coming.
Yeah, quite a ways ahead.
The problem is people are so stubborn in Florida because the hurricanes just move everywhere. It never has rarely hit where they say it's going to hit, and it can change and move. But if it doesn't change, wherever it hits, the destruction is not just 1 mile for 30 seconds or 3 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is 24, 36, 40 hours of just flooding, devastation, spinning off tornadoes everywhere inside of it. Like, it's hurricanes are no joke, man. In Florida, North Florida, there's a stream out to the east of us that sucks the hurricanes off North Florida. We haven't been hit since 1964.
It takes them up towards like Virginia and like that outside Canada area, right? Yeah.
Like a big vortex out there, and it literally saves us and sucks the hurricanes away from us. So last year, when they kept thinking Jacksonville was going to get those 2 Cat 5s, they ended up getting sucked off by that, and they ended up pulling out. So we get very lucky with that. The last one to hit Jacksonville was a Category 5, but it was one of the strongest ever. Like, it leveled the place in 1964. We haven't been hit since, and it's because of that. But I don't mind when storms come through here, though, man, because we have I don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't want floods. I don't want any of that stuff.
For sure.
I just don't mind when trees go down because, dude, the money, bro, right. Money. Because everything is marsh here, and all it takes is 60-mile-an-hour winds, and you got down trees everywhere. And dude, you're talking anywhere from $1,000 to $7,000, $8,000 a tree to cut up that's already fallen to put in your dump truck. Or most of the time, you don't even haul it away, dude. During hurricane season, if trees go down, I mean, you can get $3-4 grand a tree just cutting it up and leaving it there for the city to pick it up. Like. It's ridiculous. That's why people will flood Florida, tree companies, because, dude, the money you make down here during hurricane season can set you up for a whole year. Like, the money's ridiculous, dude. People will pop out their freaking cards and pay whatever to get this 3-foot round tree, you know what I'm saying, that fell over in their house, like cut up in pieces and put onto the side of the road. Because most of it, we don't even take it away. We just cut it up and we just leave it. The money's ridiculous, dude, for trees down here. We don't do any tree work if we have to climb. Anything we go over 10 feet off the ground, we don't do. I'll fell trees, or we will cut something up that's already fallen. So we'll do that all day long.
Says you guys are both musicians. Play a little something.
LA, that's a road trip. Yeah, it's a nice road trip, man. You can get when you drive to LA, you can get a sunburn through your windshield through Arizona. That's no joke.
Does that?
I can hear it. Happy the heart, you're to blame. Looks good though, maybe because you're wearing most of the lawn when you're done. Yeah, got one of those accelerator baggers. Let's see, where is LA to that? Let's see, I look forward to storms coming through for the money. Yeah, man, the money's like I said, I really don't wish anything bad on anyone because that can happen to me. I don't want somebody wishing that my house falls apart or that I'm suffering financially or physically just so they can make money. I'm saying the non-violent down trees, put it that way, the stuff that we look forward to. I go out and buy extra chainsaws, when that event happens, man. That's something that we all look forward to. I'm like, don't let it really hit us, but just let it do enough to where like the trees come down, man. And, you just some good money.
Said I got one of those accelerator baggers, the dirt and dust. Yeah, dude, I would almost rather just wrap those baggers in some sort of mesh fabric because it kicks up the dust, man. It's hard to breathe with that stuff. Wearing most of the lawn for sure.
Yeah, we do not bag down here.
I try my hardest not to. Actually, no, I do not. I will not, actually.
Over to
Who does that? Somebody does it all the time. Is it top notch because he has the walkers?
no, that's Jason bags a lot. The
Dude,
content that he does, he has to bag a lot, and he backs into his dump trailer and dumps it.
it seems like just such a long process.
Dude, yeah, nope. If
I would
you
have to
ask
charge so much.
you asked me to bag your lawn, I have never in my lawn career bagged a lawn.
I would hit you with such a dumb price. Like I would usually mow the yard normally for 40. It's going to be $120 a week.
Dude, mulch it. It literally is healthy for the lawn. It's free fertilizer. Why do people want their lawns bagged? Why do they
And
want
then
it?
you get to come back and dethatch it.
Yeah, we don't even do that down here either, man.
Oh,
You
really?
know, we aerate once a year. The rule is down here is if you stick your pinky in there and it's like kind of concrete,
Uh-huh.
you need to aerate. If you can move it around, you're good to go. If you can wiggle it just a little bit, let it grow, then you're good to go. But yeah, we don't bag. But y'all don't really use mulch kits up there though either.
No, we discharge. If I used a mulch kit, I would scrape my deck every 15 minutes.
Is that mainly why y'all don't use them?
I would guess so, because I know that would be a problem for me, man. The cut quality would be so bad with a mulch kit, man. We got to get the grass in and out of the deck as fast as possible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mulch. I mean, probably most people down here don't mulch, but I do though.
Yeah.
When I first started, I tagged a rock and it flew probably 50, 60 feet and hit a chick in the back of the hair when she was walking her dog.
Back of the hair.
Yeah, so like her ponytail, so it didn't hit her head, it hit her hair. And man, ever since then, I had mulch kits. So I've always had them.
Oh, no, I love
Sometimes
it.
I hate having it though, because when the grass is thick, dude.
So do you do it just because of fear of throwing objects?
Just because it's cleaner. So we
Okay.
can drive up against beds, everything. You don't have to worry about
Yeah,
it.
and it's a finer cut for sure. Definitely a finer cut.
Somebody could be walking on a sidewalk. I could roll right next to them. And so bagging in Open, Michigan. Wally, what do you use for chainsaws? Timberwolves, the Echo Timberwolves. I used to have some Husqvarnas and 3 of those, and employees stole those.
Perfect.
So yeah, I have 2 Timberwolf, the 590s by Echo. Those are beast monsters. I do think that Husqvarna makes like the baddest chainsaw though.
Does Husqvarna do a battery powered saw?
Yep. Yeah. And
I'm surprised you don't
Husqvarna,
have that.
dude, I haven't gotten one yet. I'm getting a bunch of stuff. I want some other stuff first. I got the hedge trimmers. I want those telescoping, articulating hedge trimmers. You know, they got
I love mine, dude. I love them.
new ones though are like a telescoping, like a pole saw.
Yeah, so you can make them longer, or you can make them shorter. Yeah, I love those.
14 feet, man. Like, dude, just Husqvarna definitely. They've done some research, man. Their battery game strong, but their chainsaws are ridiculous, dude. But I don't have them anymore. I just didn't go out and buy new ones. I still have the 2 Timberwolves. Echo makes a nasty saw too, man. They make a really, really good chainsaw. I like Echo stuff. I don't like the handles on like the 2620s, the Echo Weed Eater. I hate the handle because it's plastic and kind of edgy. The Shindawa T262, I think, is one of the most ultimate weed eaters. I think.
Yeah, I like them all. I mean, I'm sure everything works. The only reason I run still is just because that's what I can get. Like Home Depot don't sell commercial Echo, and I don't have a dealership that does, so I'm stuck just kind of getting still from Feldman. So that's just what it is.
I mean, they make good stuff too, man. I mean, you know,
They've gotten cheaper. When I first started, they made really good stuff, but it seems like they've just kind of gotten a little cheaper throughout the years.
Yeah, unless it's like the BR800, which is a good blower, man. Like I like the 580 BTS Husqvarnas, but I think for weight wise and all that, I do like the BR800. I think that they have something magical with that blower.
And I kind of wish to go back to the 600, to be honest with you, because I just did a video about that. I love the power, but the 800 with a full tank of gas, like that thing gets old after a while.
We're used to the 580 BTSs, which are
that's
big.
True. Yeah, they're big too.
So but you know, I'm with you though. If you're doing homes, then that's great.
It can be overkill.
Half straight, just using a blower. That bigger tank is. We can blow the properties and not have to refill. We have one property we have to refill the gas tank. That's how long we're straight blowing.
And do you have the side start on it?
No, No, I didn't spend the money for that. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
because with us though, once we start blowing, we don't stop.
Right.
So we're not, residential. I could see it though. I saw Blake's like review. I could see that all day long because somebody comes out, they talk to you. Hey, Andy, can
A
you do
lot.
this? Shut it off like that. I say it's worth the extra, what, $80 or something to buy that.
Yeah.
I do get it because it's just easier, it's convenient. I hate taking a backpack blower off and having to
For
restart
sure.
it. I'm doing this. I'm the guy that's like
Trying to. You almost just want to put an extension to the cord that you can just grab it whenever you want to do.
But yeah, before I saw that out, I had this idea of a little pulley system like on the shoulder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like a little joint.
Just pull down. You know what I mean? Like that. And so
whatever happened to the battery start? Like, wasn't there like a 400 series in the still that was electric start?
Yeah.
Did it just fall on its face because nobody has it?
I don't know, man.
Enough power or something.
Pulling off a backpack blower, 23-pound backpack blower every time. It just ends up it's annoying.
Can you guys describe how you handle sub it out or apply it yourself? What I do is I just send the people to a different company. Like I said earlier, I just do maintenance as far as mowing services go because I know I can fit that in. If I added application services to what I do, I wouldn't be able to do it all because there'd be too much going on for me as a solo guy. I really do want to stay solo.
Amy, if you have shorter arms, it looks like you're bushwhacking. For us, I think you guys know this that I've watched is you just can't apply fertilizer in Florida. I think it's one of the strictest states in all of the U.S.
It's the same here. You'd have to have a license and all that.
You have to have a 5-year apprenticeship to even get your license here.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, it ain't that gnarly.
You have to be 3 years under somebody. Then you can work 2 years on your own underneath that person's license still. But you need a 5-year apprenticeship to become an electrician or to fertilize lawns here. So but here's the weird thing. So like, I don't know how it is in other states, like Florida, like in order to be a builder and build a house, you have to have a permit. I mean, you have to have a license, a contractor license and all that, right? But if you want to be the builder for your home, it's a $50 permit and you can subcontract everybody you want to build your house as a homeowner. And it's no deal. You can do that. So when it comes to fertilizing lawns, if I do not have a license, which I don't have because I never wanted to take 5 years to go get it,
right.
I have to sub it out unless you leave me the fertilizer and you leave me the equipment to spread it. Then I'm allowed to do it.
See, I think we can do granular here without having a license, if I'm not mistaken. But you can't do anything that's liquid chemical.
Nope. If you cannot pesticide fertilizer, you cannot put a chemical in the grass down here without 5 years of apprenticeship and getting your license. And like I said, if they come out and say, hey, here's my fertilizer, my weed, killer for the yard, and here is my spreader, you're allowed to do it. The homeowner provides you the stuff, then you can do it, but you can't do it as a professional. And that makes, that makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, it's crazy. So as a homeowner, you can go to Home Depot, spend the money and do it, but I can't do that.
As a contractor, you can't do it without a license. Yep. Unless you're a couple of crews, you can't be too diversified with the work you do.
Dude, you're just a stone's throw away from being California down there.
It's pretty bad, man. California is probably worse, but Florida, it's just because we have a lot of waterways, we have a lot of caverns. We're like all
the canals and stuff like that.
All the water and the water in Florida affects so much of the ecosystem. So they're just pretty crazy down here when it comes to chemicals, man. But
I get it. For that reason, I get it.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Is what it is, man.
You can't start the dang thing.
What is she talking about?
That 800. I think the side start, I think is what you're talking about.
Oh, the side start? Oh, that's what she was saying. If you have short arms, you just look like you're bushwhacking.
So you're doing one of them new popular dances on TikTok.
Or, one of my former employees. Yeah, either way.
There you go.
So,
he's in the window again, Marty.
Oh, Marty's outside the window. See, that's where the rules blur with fertilizer. So confusing.
It really is, dude.
Tell you something here, man. If you even have if you have Roundup on your truck, you do not have a license for it, it is a $25,000 fine. They can shut your business down, pull your license. It's insane.
God damn. That's crazy.
Yep. Just to spray weeds in the beds, just to use Roundup or Quick Pro. You know what I'm saying? And God help you, they find some prosecutor on your truck or some cheetah or, something like you, dude. If that is not, I don't know how it is up there, but it has to be put up a certain way, cannot be in public view or anything like that. So if you have like a backpack sprayer and it's got weed killer in it, it's just sitting in the back of your truck, you are foobarred if they catch you in Florida. Foobarred. It's pretty crazy, man. So anyways,
And Missouri's a little different. I can open carry my backpack sprayers, I think.
We can't.
You guys have to conceal carry them.
Yeah, we have to.
You have to have a jacket over it.
Touche. Andy's quick. Touche with that.
Concealed carry.
Man, I need coffee. My God.
It is getting late, dude. I mean, if you want to wrap it up, we can, man. We've been on here for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, but I love talking. Me and Lee are usually on for about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Usually when we go on.
We still got a pretty good little group of people in here.
Yeah. How's everybody doing, man? Ask them what they want to talk about. What do y'all want to talk
about? What do you want to talk about? We're going to wrap it up. Let's say we'll do this for, if you want to just make it even 3 hours, talk about another 25, 30 minutes.
Think of a question. Andy. I got a bunch of these hats right here. I have like, I
haven't even got my demo for the year.
No,
I haven't gotten a single thing.
I'm buying mine. That's why I got it, because I'm buying it. So, we bought it, but we spent, we get like our $500, for the merch thing. Mm-hmm. So, and Lee and I just spent it and just bought all this stuff, but we're giving it all away. But I did take a hat. But think of a question. I have a whole bunch of these, medium, large, and large, extra large, and we'll give one away.
There you go. We do a giveaway and a hat. You guys want to bring up some questions to talk about? The two coolest things I got from that little store thing is I got the stools. I got the Gravely stool and the Aaron stool in my garage, and I love them. Those bar stools.
Yeah, those are sweet, man.
Yeah, I got them sitting in front of my little tool bench so I can sit there and work on stuff while I'm doing it.
Yeah, I like the stuff on the Aaron's website. Aaron's website was pretty sweet. Wally, have you been in the studio any? No, because our studio, we have an EP. So we do a lot. I mean, I haven't. It's crazy, man. This is what's stupid about me. Okay, there's a lot of things. I have a publishing deal with MTV, Sony Extreme, and all that, and I don't use it. Like, I don't ever send them new music. I don't do anything. Like, it'll pop up on a TV show randomly. Somebody sends me or something. I'm like, oh, cool, whatever. And they sit there and wait. Like, they'll give you $500 a song just to put it in the library. Like, think of all that money like we're losing. I could send them 5 songs at $2,500. You know what I'm saying? I can send 10 songs to get, $5,000. And then they hold the song. And then you get royalties if somebody decides to use that song for whatever. And they just have old songs, man, that sound like crap. You know what I mean? And that's just what they still use. And it's really dumb on my part, because I could write so much crap that they could use for so much crap. That's the problem with being in lawn care, though. You're so busy, dude. I have friends that are in publishing, and dude, you should see what they have just from writing music for publishing. Because if y'all don't know, that's what it's called. It's a publishing deal. So, whenever music is used in a video game or a TV show,
any kind of show, they're just using your song as the intro or whatever, any of that stuff.
Yeah, it's a publishing deal. Like ESPN. So when Saturdays, college, like most of the music that's in the background is mine. I don't get paid for that though. It's just whatever. It's just like all publishing deal stuff. But I really need to send them crap. But we just get so busy, man. Yeah. And dude, they didn't use it because the Sons of Anarchy. They were making a movie, right? Mm-hmm. So they were making a movie and then they quit.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, nobody knows this, but the theme song, my guy Ronnie wrote the theme song. He did, the cartoon Curious George. He wrote all the music. He's written music for like Alien movie, all that stuff. So he wrote the theme song, and I did the vocals on it. It was such a cool song, dude, for the Sons of Anarchy movie. But then they ended up dropping the movie or whatever. But dude, I would fly out to his house in LA, and he's got this mansion that's on like the mountains in the valley, and like all he does is just write publishing music. Like, that's all he does. There's a lot of stuff to it, but I don't know, when you're in lawn and you own a business like this, that's probably the downside, man, is it can, as much fun as it can be and awesomeness there is to it, it can be exhausting. It can take up all of your energy, you know what I mean? To where you just don't have it in you to do anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, that's probably, I think, the downside of owning a lawn business is that you're kind of just exhausted a lot, with trying to do anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I've explained that with some of the companies that want to work with us, as far as like, let's say software companies or whatever. I needed to be hands-on and go through that process out the day. Last thing I want to do is mow for 8 hours, come home, go in my studio, put another hour into invoicing and doing all this stuff. If I can't do it all on the fly, I don't want to do it at all because it becomes such a time-consuming thing. And when I come home from mowing, I want to hang out with my family for a little bit. I don't want to do all that other stuff.
I want to shower and just sit with the kids and Leah, and that's it.
Yep.
I don't want to do all that.
See, and music was another one of those things, like what you were explaining. Like I've always been very good at it, but I've always been very quick with it. I'm not good at processing and taking things out for a long time. For me, for it to be a challenge, everything kind of has to be a competition in a way. So I was way better at anything I would do if it didn't revolve me having to just kind of make a song, kind of like what I do with any of this stuff. But if someone sent me a track and they're like, dude, I want you on this song, will you get on it? That's what lights a fire under my ass, because I hear this song, I hear what these guys put on it, and I go, I am going to destroy anything you guys did on this track. That's the part of it I like, where you can just, it becomes a competition and you really get to dive into it and try your hardest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got some skill, man. Like you got some mad skill, son.
I appreciate it, man. I've been a dork for a long time with it.
Yeah, me too. We're all dorks with it, man. How many hours a week in total do you work? How many hours a week do you work? Like I don't work with the guys from beginning to end. The last 2 weeks I am, because my main crew leader, because we have two, but main one cracked his ribs at his sternum. He was pushing his wife's car that broke down. She slammed on the brakes and he went into it and it cracked his ribs. So I've been working sun up, mow up. I call it mow up to mow down.
I'd say, yeah, I work anywhere between 35 and 40 hours a week, but I cover it in probably 4 days because it usually rains at least one day out of the week. We're rained out. Yeah. So I can usually get everything done in a 4-day period, because no matter what, no matter how I run my business, and I've always explained this in different places, and we actually talked about it just for a hair earlier, but we didn't really dive in it. Happiness goes a long way. Some people are really good at working their lives away. Some people love working Monday through Sunday. It ain't me, man. The weekends for my family, the weekends for my kid, the weekends for me, or whatever is for me. 1 or 2 of those days has to be set aside for something else besides work. And that's kind of how I set my business up that way too. You got to have time for yourself.
I'll work anywhere from 20 to 30 hours, to be honest with you, on the trucks with the guys. Otherwise, I'm doing everything else. You know what I'm saying? Amy,
and that's your job, though. That's what you need to be doing.
Yeah. I need to try to go out and get more business. I need to work on bids and all this and that, designing, stuff. And what software is most helpful? Well, that's a nice looking hat. Well, we're going to give one away, so we got to think of a question. What software is the most helpful for y'all? This is probably more your thing, because with the kind of work that we do, using software for customers, clients, employees is not the same. I know that when it came to routing, when I was just doing route, for me was pretty awesome. It would route the entire thing for you, and you could send it to all of your employees, and it would tell them where to go, which house, you know what I mean? You load in the addresses, it automates the best route to go to all those addresses, like a UPS driver. So that was pretty sweet. I
think you would like LMN a lot. Like for like a solo guy, I feel LMN's software is a little much, because like when I'm diving into it and doing the stuff with it, but it has all that stuff where your employees can punch in, punch out, and you can do all that stuff, what you're talking about. As a solo guy, that becomes really overwhelming, because I literally mow, send invoices and go home. So like, as far as like the free softwares, I think Yardbook is really good for just a solo dude, keeping track of your CRM, your customer relation stuff, prices for what you're doing, sending your invoices and calling it a day. I've been using LMN for a little while now, trying to get into it. What I like about it is it's done a lot for me on the managing my business side of it, the thing I'm really stupid with. knowing how much things are costing me for running my business, which is stuff I've never paid attention to. So now I know literally how much it costs for me to go from point A to point B. I know how much I need to make to cover the cost of said mower or said whatever. Those bigger companies like that in software, I think, can really help businesses grow if you plan on growing. But if you don't plan on growing, it becomes like like you buy a brand new iPhone, you're going to use like 3% of what that phone can actually do. And that's kind of what it'll become.
Yeah, I just use QuickBooks for all the invoicing and everything, and Leah handles everything else, but she's always looking for some software, man. But I guess my thing is it would have to be the cost has to be worth using the software.
100%. And I can say that right now boldly. I would never use LMN if they didn't approach me and let me be able to use it for free. There's no way as a solo owner operator, I could spend $299 a month on that software just because I can't use it to its full potential. So it's exactly like what you're saying.
I'll be honest with you, even where I'm at, I can't justify spending $300 a month on software. Yeah. That's $3,600 a year on software. And you don't own it. It's proprietary.
Yep.
It sounds like, so you don't own it. You're leasing the software, bro. Like I can buy I can buy something from Adobe and own that license to use that. And I can pay a cloud $20 a month, or I can get a desktop version for a certain price. And that's that. But and it's not to knock. I think, I've seen a lot of stuff, Sean, bunch of guys, you talk about it. It seems like it's insane and it's really great. But I think that there are other platforms out there and I think it's our responsibility to just let people know.
100%.
I think it's worth looking into. From what I've kind of poked around, it's like vast. It makes QuickBooks look like nothing.
I'd say it's worth working into if you have already kind of took a step back from your business. You have multiple crews out there running, covering a lot of things. At that point, I think it's way more amped to diving into. But as a solo guy, or even a guy with just like 2 crews, it's way overwhelming and pretty expensive.
Yeah, I think that would, when we look at what we spend on things, that's almost a car payment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's expensive, and it's got to justify it. I think that as long as what we do is at a manageable point, I don't see it. There's cheaper options, but I think that like you're saying, I think the bigger you are, where you're having staff that is managing the office and managing all that, I absolutely see that being worth it, because it's probably one less person you have to pay for, and to manage stuff, and that would be a lot cheaper than hiring multiple people. One person to go through that system, train them on it, versus a couple of people trying to run all of this stuff. I think that, like you're saying, that's a good point of where that becomes. I can agree from what I've seen. I think a solo guy paying $300 a month for that, I think that I can't conscience tell somebody that it's worth it, and definitely go do it, and I'm being ignorant as far as speaking on, because I don't know LMN like you guys or other guys do, but I do know that as a solo guy, no matter what it is, $300 a month for software seems a little excessive.
100%. And that's like exactly what I said. If they wouldn't approach me to be able to use the software for free, there's no way I would have been able to do it. Because people will say that $300 is a write-off, dude. Yeah, but I still need that $300 to pay for my bills and provide for my family throughout the year. So it is quite a bit of a punch. Like I said, that program of LMN is fantastic if you do have it's made for multi-million-dollar businesses.
Do they send you a complimentary lube when you sign up?
They should.
Yeah, Dixie,
2 bottles.
QuickBooks works awesome, and you can really exploit QuickBooks, man. It can do a lot of what LMN can do. QuickBooks is powerful. I mean, Fortune 500 companies use QuickBooks, and
for sure,
it's about $300 a month. QuickBooks is very, very cheap. There's different options and plans. You can run your payroll, you can do accounting, you can pay people, receive money, you can do routing. So I take back what I said earlier. It makes QuickBooks look whatever. That's the desktop version I have. The new cloud version of QuickBooks it pretty much does all of that. And it's like a fraction of the cost. And but it's everything. It's attached to your bank accounts, your debit cards, like everything. QuickBooks is pretty massive, man. It is a lot to learn, but I'm just used to QuickBooks. I really like it. You can see who owes you money, who hasn't paid, the average amount of money that you lose every month or that you're not billing every month. Like QuickBooks does a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot cheaper. Than I think the last time I saw it was like 100 and something bucks a month for like the premium thing. But that's the cool thing about QuickBooks. You can spend $10 a month, and I have it on my phone. You can make invoices and you can do all kinds of stuff.
And like the deductions. It keeps good track of the deductions and things like that too, man.
You can do a lot for $10 a month with QuickBooks.
Probably for a 3-person business, not so much for LMN. As far as LMN goes, dude, I would honestly check out the free trial and see what you think about it. It's like that kind of thing. For the last 2 years, I used Yardbook, and Yardbook worked really, really good for me as a solo owner operator. But the things I'm getting out of LMN now, and it goes back to, again, to me saying I wouldn't use it if I had to spend $300 a month, period, because it's just not realistic for someone like me in my position. But it helped me learn a lot of the back end stuff about my business, the budgeting. That's something I'm horrible at. So it has these features that are great for me. But again, as a solo owner operator, can't spend $300 a month on software. I can't do it. So you just got to watch out for that. But there's a lot. I mean, I've heard Jobber, I've heard Yard Hop, I've heard these things. I've never used these problems. They're all probably really good. But just from my standpoint, as a solo owner operator guy, Yardbook did great for me starting out.
Yeah, and I've never used Yardbook, but I've heard a lot of awesome stuff. But Amy, yeah, you're right. I mean, QuickBooks, I would look into Yardbook, QuickBooks, and a free trial of LMN. You can do a trial on all the stuff they let you do it. See what works best for you. And it's also about user compatibility. What's easy for me to learn is not easy for you, vice versa. So what's easy for you, I'm like, what the world? Davey, does the 915 that we have a mulch on demand? No, it does not. It's got an open chute. That's why I actually haven't filmed it on any of our premier properties. I took it to one and I had to shut it down immediately. It was making a mess and people were like, turn that shit off. So my contracts actually stipulate that I have mulch kits on the mowers. So I went out and we need it because we're doing apartment and condo associations. There's cars everywhere, people everywhere. So I took that out there. It was not even the length of a song, and somebody's like, what are you doing? No. And I knew better, but I was trying to get some video on the John Deere on like a nice property instead of the field. And I can't, but they were sweet though. The Ag Pro was like, yeah, we'll put a mulch kit on it for you and all that, but I'm supposed to turn it in another week. And right now I got to fix it because I don't know what happened when I ran over that thick yard the other day. I just hear, now it's like, whenever I go underneath the mower and I turn the blade, it's not hitting anything. But when I engage the blades, it sounds like it's hitting something. So I have to figure that out, man. Sucks.
And that's the best feeling too. When it's a demo, but you still care about the people. So you're like, I can't give this back to you like this.
I have to figure it out, man. I use Pretty Man says I use Lawn Pro software. I've never heard of that. You have to.
Yeah, there's a lot of software companies, man.
I've had 3 hit me up, hey, would you try our software and blah, 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 blah. And then I look at it and I'm like, dude, it's just like, Jobber. It's just like whatever, so.
I mean, for what it is, I would think they would all have to be relatively similar if they're all targeting the lawn and landscape business. I mean, I would think.
Yeah. I want an app that, like I was saying earlier.
We should make our own app. We know what we need. We know what we need as lawn care guys.
That's what I was talking about earlier. Something that we all get together and we all put the work in, and something where we can go on. So it's just like an Uber Eats, man. You're just like a freaking, ordering a cab, dude. How much is a quarter of an acre? If I'm going to be moving to Juniper, Florida, what's the average price per acre? Instead of going online, trying to find somebody or going on YouTube Live, there it is as an app right there. There's like the average, you know what I'm saying? And you can have pictures of samples, you know what I mean? Examples of what homes would be for that price range. And, we could put something together that's pretty cool for people. Yeah.
Like, do you know your numbers pretty good for like whatever you do?
Leah knows the numbers well, dude. Okay. You and I seem to have a problem. We have
for sure
mentality, and I have a charge it mentality.
Yeah. You
can't just charge it. You can't. She's just like, this is what you spend a month on gas. This is how much you bought in edger blades last week. This is how much you spend on, like, she knows, dude. Like a woman in lawn care Instagram is ridiculous. Like I feel
she's
so
killing
bad.
it on there.
she knows so much and I know so little, you know what I'm saying, compared to that end of it. But it's not to naysay us. We are doing a different part of this business.
Yeah. I mean, it's our ownership too. We should take ownership for that because that's definitely something we could have learned and been a part of.
But it's a different thing that we have to do. But that part is the backbone of everything that we're doing.
Yep.
If that crumbles, so does everything else. So she kills it with that, dude. Like, she has learned more in the last 4 years than I have in 13 years. I used to be in trouble with my CPA all the time. She would yell at me, go off on me. The first time Leah was in there with her, she was crying because it was so insanely stressful. I felt so bad. And then after that, that girl kicks ass, dude. She knows everything about everything having to do. She's doing her taxes now. She opens Excel. Everything is line itemed, every little thing. She has boxes of receipts. She breaks them out, dude. It's ridiculous, dude. She knows how much every microscopic thing is with our business. Like, I actually feel bad that I don't know that part, but that's what she does. We own the business together. So that's her part. I do the, hey, what's up? Smoozing, make sure the crew doing their job. That's what we do.
Then I guess that's how I would explain for like what Element has done for me since I've been using it. Element is my Leah. I put in my numbers for like the mower, what my gas mileage is, how much gas is, how much this is. So when I type in a new customer's property and I put, I'm going to mow this property for $40, the program will pop up and say, hey, you're only going to make 4.2% profit on this. Do you want to adjust this price? And those are the things my first 4 years in business, I didn't pay attention to. I just go, yeah, I would mow this for $30. Sure. Yeah. But now, but like I said, I still couldn't pay for it. As a solo guy, $300 is tough. But I love the fact that I'm able to, and I'm learning so much of this side of the business, like what you said, that I just don't know. So I'm learning. I'm in school basically.
You don't stop. Element, Leah's money numbers, man.
That's what it is, dude. Leah's money numbers.
Yeah, it's dude. Like, I read her posts, and like, I don't even know that she's posting, and I read them. I go, dang, I ain't gonna tell her. I didn't even know that.
You just put yeah, right.
She's picked up the torch. I mean, she's been a nurse forever and done all kinds of stuff. And I just think that whole grasp of being able to read things for its detail and understand it, because in the medical field, you can't screw up.
Oh, for sure.
You understand every word, letter, dot, and cross. You have to know it. And I think that kind of experience is probably behind her learning so much, so fast, so well, the way that she's done it, man. So I don't know.
See, that's kind of the same way. My wife could definitely do that side of the business for me, but she already has so much stuff on her plate, dude. I don't even want her to bother with anything that has to do with my business. So much stuff going on,
Daniel, live chat, not live chat. Wait, live chat is what it is. Live chat,
dude. So, guys, we're probably going to have another 5 minutes. This guy over here said he wanted to give a hat away to somebody.
Yes.
You guys have any other questions, comments, or concerns for us? Please let us know. Wally, how you want to do a hat giveaway? How you want to go about doing it?
Man, what do you want to do? A question and then get an answer?
You could think of a number.
You want to do that? You want to think of a number?
I mean, you could. I don't know. I don't know what's the best way of doing it on here.
Or something personal, man, because they should know something about your channel since they're watching it. Think about something in your channel. I'll give the hat away and you come up with a question for your channel.
Okay. In my song, the Keep Mowing song, keep mowing, 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 mowing. What gesture was Wally doing when he was in the music video? What was he doing in his part? Feel free to go back and look at the video right now and find out. But the quicker you come back in here and get the answer, you will have it. What goofy gesture was Wally doing while he was in the music video? Pointing? Were you pointing? I don't think you were pointing.
No, I wasn't pointing. No.
No thumbs upping.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure he was gesturing something though.
First one to answer.
And I know it wasn't the Plemons.
No, it wasn't the Plemons.
It's my favorite dance. Typical dad dance.
Plemons.
Air punching, kind of.
It was kinda. All
That's
right, so
close.
we'll hold that as a first runner up.
But when I saw it, I knew exactly what he was doing. I knew what he was doing. I could win a hat right now. Devil horns with his hands. I think you did do that at one point, didn't you?
I don't think that was in there. No, that wasn't in there.
The belly roll.
Amy was on the other night. Leah made me do a belly roll dance. It was ridiculous. I deleted the video.
He was doing the worm through someone's backyard.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, so no, that's not. It wasn't devil horns with the hands. I didn't do that. Still waiting. Daniel's the closest right now.
Sure did, dude.
Daniel's the closest. I think everybody's going back and watching the video.
Probably. It's like there's nobody in here talking.
I know. I didn't do the throat cut. I didn't do that.
No throat cut.
Chris is just guessing right now.
He's just gonna keep going until he gets it.
Amy, the steering wheel thing. I wasn't doing the steering wheel.
No.
I mean, I know what I was doing. You think I was doing something else, but I know what I was doing.
If you can remember the video, you got to pay attention to what's behind him too. He had something behind him as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm just going to give stuff away, think of what the name of the song is.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what could he have been doing?
I was not doing the floss. I was not slicing the air. I was not doing a throat cut with the hand.
I dig it though. I wish you were doing all those things now. This could have been a way better music video. He's just
we're gonna have to edit.
Reincorporate all those into it.
Nobody knows.
So it looks like nobody's getting a hat, guys. We'll see you later. Goodbye.
Right now, I mean, the sun.
Maybe I should just go with a different question. Shit.
Question. They're not getting this one. Go with something different.
I guess we can go seeing who was in here long.
They blew this one. There you go, Amy.
He was mowing. He was going, keep mowing. It's kind of air punching. It's kind of reminding me of it.
But
if you ever got in a fight with someone and started doing this,
yeah. I was mowing. Amy, hey Amy, send me a DM on Instagram, and I'll give me your address, and I'll send you out a hat. And tell me if you want the medium large or the large extra large. Amy won
with the mowing. He even had the push mower right behind him. Keep mowing.
Yeah. I had the 30-inch X mark right behind me.
That's a heavy machine.
Yeah, but dude, it's a monster. Yeah. Congratulations, Amy.
Sure.
So DM me on Instagram and send me your address, or you can just email me, beachriverlandscapes@gmail. Can't get that wrong.
Simple.
Remember the S at the end of landscapes. People do that all the time. They're like, dude, I'm like, did you add the S? Oh, plural.
Do you own both emails?
Huh?
Do you own both emails?
No, I should though, because
God's open. You might as well.
I never thought of that. I get until just now. God knows how many emails went there that I never got. Yep. We'll do it again, man. Love
for sure. I love doing this stuff. Sometimes I wish it wouldn't be lawn care related because I'd have more fun just BSing with this guy about random things.
Randomness. And then next time, because the girls are asleep, that's kind of why I was really quiet tonight, because normally I'm a little stupid. But the girls were asleep and, I didn't want to wake them up. They got in trouble, y'all. Dude, real quick. I have 2 daughters. Y'all know this, 12 and 10. It's the scariest thing on earth to have 2 daughters in this age. Leah found this, busted my 10-year-old, opened her own Instagram page at her mom's house. And I mean, it was not her mom's fault. She didn't know,
right.
And a Snapchat account. She's 10 years old.
Yeah,
Hell to the no. And then lied to me about it. And that's the biggest thing. Listen, as a parent, you have to.
Is it on her phone?
It was on her phone at her mom's house. She wouldn't try that at my house. It's different. Anyways. So I have 50-50. My kids are 50%, here. It's every 2 days. They're back and forth. It's a lot on them, but as a dad, man, like having girls, it's a different world. And dude, and you got to explain to him, like, I understand. I tell him, I understand the urge to want to be on this social. I understand it. Like, you're a kid, you're not developed in the brain yet. Like, I get all that, man. But lying you do know better then. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So lying to me is a big deal. So they had to go to bed early tonight, and I took their no more internet. I took their phones. Their iPhones are gone. They're not getting those back. I'm gonna sell them, and their Alexas are taken out of their room. No more, man. You got cut that off. Cold turkey, son. Dude, we got to protect these kids, bro. Like, it's crazy out there, man.
Oh,
It's
for
just,
sure.
Daniel, I just got done watching your latest video. I've been doing some cleanups recently. It's amazing what some properties are prior to cleaning up. Man, if y'all, I tell you what, would be so cool is to bring like a bunch of you guys out to that 66-acre property and see the crap that I got. That property, Andy, I won't even put on film because that place is so gross. I wouldn't say this on my own channel in case people went and watched it.
Yep.
But dude, people leave old jet skis. There's tires. There's like rods. There is like old cars in backyards. If they did not pay us so freaking good, there was no way I would put a piece of equipment or an employee on that property, man. Like,
yep. I did one in my lifetime that was literally had parts of the yard that were taller than me, 6 foot tall, weeds, whatever it was. I did it one time. Small yard, probably, I don't even know, a little bit over a quarter acre, working its way to a half acre type of a deal. I charged this guy $600 for a one-time mow, and he was like, "Yep, taking it
because it's cheaper than the city. The
city will tax the crap out of you."
It's if you, the smallest yard in Jacksonville will be $800 minimum for the city to have somebody mow it. It's insane.
Yep.
And that's, Amy, that's my whole thing is they like Lee and I told him, you're more in trouble for the disrespect, the lying than what you did. You're acting like a normal kid, but the lying to our face, that's a different thing. Cause bro, we spoil our kids these days. All of us do. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Like, and we've got the thing with the social media is so many parents don't care. And that's another problem. We're raising our kids in defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these kids have parents that don't care. So their kids are on social media using this, Snapchatting, sexting at the age of 12. And then we have to go, I understand they're doing that, but doesn't mean that you get to do it. It's hard, man. It's not the same as raising a kid as when we were kids. It's night and day, man.
Yeah. Ain't too many scuffed knees happening anymore.
Yeah, man. Daniel says, why are people not embarrassed, bro? I don't know. If I put a video camera out on that property, you guys would just like, dude, you would trip. We went through last Wednesday, we went through 13, was it 13? 1, 2, 3, 13 42-gallon bags of trash. And
Dang.
we didn't hardly touch the property. That's how much garbage is all over the place. It's insane. It's insane.
But I was going to say, to touch back on what you're talking about on your daughters, I was talking to Plemons for a while. I actually talked to Plemons quite often. When we were in Florida, his daughter was getting into some trouble doing some stuff too. He has an app on both of their phones that he can control everything on their phone, every app. So if they want to start using something, he can go, not accessible, which I thought was awesome. Because the way today's stuff is, it kind of needs to be that way.
No, kinda. It does, man.
Yeah.
They don't have privacy until they are on their own. You know what I'm saying? And we have that on their phones here, but the problem is they do this stuff when they're not here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then that's like where the problem is, so it's hard when you have kids that are in a divorced, like split home. It's a lot, man. And you have to take that in consideration, but you can't let that be an excuse to allow them to do things they're not supposed to do. You know what
you could do, man? Get rid of the phones and get them both Motorola pagers.
Ooh.
Yeah, ain't no Snapchat on that.
Be able to like text them on that, flip the number.
You got a pager upside down. What do you say?
You just taking it like this. You're like, wait, turn it this way. Oh my God, that was nasty.
It says hello. What's going on?
Oh my God. All right, Amy, send me a DM. Give me your address. Thanks for having me on here, Andy. And
for sure, guys. Yeah, we've been on here for 3 hours. We appreciate all you guys. I know a lot of you guys were here towards the beginning, especially Chris Horning. He's been in here for a long time, and I definitely appreciate it. And I always appreciate Wally from Beach River as well. I'm glad I've gotten to know this guy from the last couple of years, going to some of the events, man. He is a great guy. If you guys are subscribed to my channel and not to his, I'm going to leave this video up because it didn't go off too haywire. Make sure you go subscribe to Wally, man. He's a great dude. He's posting good content that he will delete soon because he was telling us about how bad it was earlier. But guys, we're getting ready to end this broadcast. I'm going to let Wally end it with this last minute. He's going to be able to talk about a couple things he wants to talk about and or give a couple shout outs to things for you guys to go subscribe. So take it away, Wally.
Well, just go subscribe to. I like telling everybody to subscribe to everybody. Subscribe to, I think, 17 different guys. I'll close this with saying, I hope to God GIE happens. I think above everything, that's the biggest thing for me personally. And lawn stuff is obviously everybody getting back to work. But GIE, man, I think as long as GIE happens, if you have not gone to GIE, I have a feeling that because of all this, man, GIE is going to be extra special this year. You know what I mean? I think this is going to be, something different, man, for GIE. So, if you haven't gone and you're thinking about going, as soon as all this junk is over, man, I say start prepping, because how quick does October show up? It's insane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it comes fast for sure.
Yeah, but thank you everybody for watching, having us on here. Appreciate it. Thanks, Andy. Andy's my homie, man.
For sure.
Andrea, we love her and hope she feels better. And I'm sorry she's going through all that mess.
Oh, dude, it's a struggle, but just like you said, once this stuff clears up, man, we'll be back to where we need to be. And guys, like he said, man, I appreciate every single one of you. Go subscribe to everybody, man. If you like the channel, go subscribe. If you don't have to watch it, but go subscribe to the people you enjoy watching. It helps them out.
Yeah, man, that's it. And Daniel, anything if 460s are sick. Depends on how much money you want to spend, because man, this prices start ranging like crazy on a 0-turn Gravely. So,
oh, for sure. May the TP be with you. All right, guys, that's it. 3 hours for us. We will catch you guys in the next one. Maybe I'll do another one this weekend and have someone else on, but we will see. But until next time, you guys need to go to sleep, and we will see you guys later.
All right. Peace out, y'all.